Somebody's coming in. Don't tell me that fucking Santos motherfucker.
Ready?
No. What's this got a fucking birthday shirt on? Show us the shirt.
Rockin' right.
This fucking clown.
Hey, Santos.
What's up?
We'll bring you in.
Oh my God. Welcome to the Wind Up Podcast, brought to you by C4 Back Company, Issa Cookie, Ferrari Michelada Mix, Rick Webb Design, and Frank. What's it called? Frank
the Tank. Team 7 Grillers, baby.
Man, so that intro music was obviously somebody at this table got a stimulus check. Who got one?
Man, we out here, baby. You know what I mean?
Did you get one, Julio?
Sure did.
Junior?
I don't know, man. I gotta ask Issa. He's the one that handles all the finances. I hope so, man. But I do have one thing to say, man, and I'll break the news later on in the show. How about that?
Okay. Cody, did you get one?
Negative.
Me neither. I'm still waiting. I keep on hitting refresh on my bank, and I ain't got nothing yet. So I don't know. But if I do, I'm gonna go get that 75-inch TV though. You see Flash?
Oh, dude, that boy went to Walmart and they were all gone.
Trying to get it all right. Trying to get it all. Oh man. But anyway, so welcome to the Wind Up Podcast. We're here on a Thursday, our Thirsty Thursday edition of the Wind Up Podcast, brought to you by the Wind Up Media Group. We're here today, hanging out, talking. We're going to be talking some select baseball, maybe high school baseball, possibly the pros. We have. Why don't you introduce our guest, Junior?
All right, man. Our guest for tonight. He's a Pasadena product out of Southeast Houston, Texas. Cody Langham, man, out of LBA Baseball Academy, right?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
What's up, Cody?
What's up, guys?
Nice. Oh man, we're doing good. And also, Julio, how you doing, my man?
Great.
How was Easter?
Great.
That's it.
Not much going on.
Not much, man. Chicken coop doing well?
Chicken coop's finally done.
Oh, okay.
That boy, the Chicken King, man.
Yeah. Junior, how was your Easter?
Man, it was good, man. I just kind of slept in most of the time. I finished season 3 of Game of Thrones, and I promise, man, if somebody would have just told me the action that happens from the get-go, I'd have been watching the show a long time. But
well, the fact of the matter is everybody was always talking about that show.
Yeah, they were, but...
I mean, so you're out of the loop.
I was just
Definitely.
out of it. But, hey, man, I mean, that's what I did. Caught up on the shows, just chilled at the house, and, actually looking forward to tonight, man.
Okay.
Thirsty Thursday, bro.
Cody, how was your Easter?
Man, it was pretty relaxed, man. We were
What'd
just
you do?
we were relaxing at the house with the family.
Okay, cool.
Kids.
Cool. All right. Santos, how was your Easter, dude?
I don't remember.
Okay. That's
Sounds
good.
about right.
That was my chug challenge day. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, that's
Chug
right.
You had a Chug Challenge day?
Yeah, I don't remember
nice.
much.
Man, you did that today, too. Hey, by the way, happy birthday, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate it,
Happy
Junior.
birthday, man.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Hey, Julio.
Appreciate it.
Man, I was going to ask you something, dude, and that birthday thing threw me off guard. But anyway, we're here on a Thirsty Thursday, man.
Thursday, man.
So what are you going to be drinking today?
What we're going to be drinking today, let me just go ahead and pull it out real quick. Our friends at Cava Real just brought to us this Mango Platinum
Mango
liquor.
Platinum.
This right here is the only bottle in the United States.
That is true.
That is true. So
And it's awesome.
it's awesome. The best liquor, soon to be sponsored. We're gonna take a shot to celebrate Thirsty Thursday later on in the show. But I'm gonna be sipping that. And as well, what do I have in my cup? Ferrari Michelada Mix, man.
Yep.
One of our sponsors. So,
I like the pink cup, dude.
oh man, you know me, baby. I'm all red today.
And it's pink and it's matted.
Oh, it's pink. I don't have my glasses
I'm
on.
all red.
Damn.
Definitely pink.
Colorblind.
Damn. Okay.
That's why you don't wear sunglasses
All
inside.
right, that's a bet.
Oh man! And so later on today, we're gonna have. Why don't you tell us who's gonna call in later on? Courtesy of Frank the Tank.
Yeah, courtesy.
And Frank Team
Team 7 Grillers. Yeah.
7 Grillers.
So later on tonight, we're going to have Simeon Woods Richardson. He, second round pick from Sugarland to the Mets.
Kempner High School. Yes.
Kempner High School. Recently was involved in the Stroman trade, so he is now in Toronto.
Yeah.
He'll be calling in. So brought to you by Frank the Tank, Team 7 Grillers.
Yeah.
And actually, interesting fact from Simeon, he is Nick Saban's godson.
Yep, that he is.
So that was pretty cool, man. So Nick Saban, you're watching, shout out, but you still left our league, and I'm kind of sad. So.
Hey, speaking of the league, how's that going?
Man, the league is going well. We're actually looking at the scoreboard right now. Zach Tansel, the winner of last week's tournament, is 20-0 in the league right now.
Is he really?
man.
No. Hold on. He's not really. Oh, okay. On which league? The one we were
on this one.
Oh, the new one.
New
New
one.
one.
Oh,
On
okay.
the new
He
one.
won.
He won another one too.
What? He won the last league?
Yeah, he won the
Nah,
last.
man, we're whooping.
And the
Dude.
tournament.
No.
He's running
Stop.
through everybody, man.
No. We had him. We were beating the hell out of him. And then we went offline. We lost connection.
Who's
yeah.
we?
The Dodgers. We had him. It was, I think it was 3-0, bases loaded, no outs, and we lost connection.
Oh man.
Oh, you got to run that back. I thought you meant you had him like.
No, we did have him.
You
It
had
was
a
like,
mistake pitch
no,
dinger or
no, hell no. We're whooping them. Zach knows.
Okay, then.
But we lost connection, so it don't count. So we took the L, but we're beating them. But man, so what is he? 30-0?
20.
He is 20-0 in this league. I think he went 13-2 in the last one, plus the 6-0 in the tournament. Yeah, so this
He
guy
must play all day.
This guy is the
He's a
CT,
gamer. He's a
CT
gamer,
elite
for sure. You could
novel
tell.
of goddamn
Man.
E
I play
gaming.
some show too, and he can play.
Can he?
Talking about close games. Cody threw a no-hitter against me last night.
That's not hard to do.
It's not saying much, but it's
That's not saying much.
I mean,
Junior, what are the 4 games you won? Who was that against? Jalen?
No, it's actually good competition, bro. Good competition. You know, to get into this league, we did not allow any double-A coaches or players. It was just major.
So
and
how'd
up.
you get it? I'm just asking.
You must be the director.
Anyways, but hey,
Shout out Darren.
hey, we did say we were gonna stream after tonight, but unfortunately tonight is Thursday, so we will do the streaming Friday night. We'll keep it on
Okay.
Friday. So Friday night tomorrow, 10 o'clock p.m. You want to hop in the tournament? Holla at me. We'll get you in the bracket. Tournament will start at 10 p.m. It'll be 3-inning games to cut it short. If not, we'll be all the way there till 8 in the morning. And the reason why we're doing it short is because we're going on the TechMet. That's my company. Wow. The Wind Up Golf Extravaganza.
Are they paying for
Brought to you by Steve Medina.
That's not
and-
happening.
No?
No.
Can we borrow the golf cart at least?
No.
shut down.
Where were y'all gonna play at?
I don't know, man. Somebody invited me to Siena. Somebody told me Battleground. I just told them, look, I recently got into golf. I was watching Tiger Woods.
How recently? Have you
like
hit
2 weeks.
golf balls?
2 weeks. I mean, I hit every
Watch
now and
YouTube
then.
videos. First.
What do you mean you hit every now and then?
Like I'll go to Top Golf or like
Not enough.
to the driving
Okay.
range,
Putt putt.
putt.
Golf game.
I'm telling you, man, putt. I'm a
Save your
champ.
time and
I'm
your
a
money.
champ.
So Junior tells me today, man, I'm gonna go play a Battleground. I just put LOL. Good luck.
Man, I'm telling you right now. But hey, my friend.
140.
Well, I was about to say 135 later.
150.
But you know what? Maybe we can go golfing with our boy Keith Fetters that just tuning in. So
It don't matter. Still 140.
Hey, but look, check it out.
150.
I got this nice little swing that I'm working on. It's all in the hips, baby. All in the hips.
That already 180.
You know what I'm saying?
180.
Like Coach Chubbs.
Yeah. But
He's
like,
gonna give up.
Just
and
watch
not even
Happy
keep
Gilmore,
score.
bro.
Yeah.
no, like I lift my leg up a little bit,
It's
but
all in the
Oh,
hips.
Lord.
but
On the hips.
Uncle Steve tells me like, don't bring your hands far
No,
too
I
back because
never
then you
told
can't
you
hit
that.
that inside pit. That inside
I
ball.
told you not to play.
Yeah, you did
I
tell me
told
that.
you
But
not to. You
hey,
wasted
man,
your
I'm
time.
telling y'all, when I get into golf, I'm telling y'all, bros, y'all gonna next level golf.
Okay.
So Saturday we're playing, guys.
Okay. But you don't know where you're playing. It's Thursday night.
Not yet, but we'll see.
Okay. How's the golf team going? I saw that
Man,
post.
it's the golf team's going well. I got a lot of requests, a lot of candidates, but we're looking for serious people for this, man. I want to wake
So-
up Saturday mornings and go golf, man, with my boys.
Okay.
Can we do that?
Yeah, you could.
Oscarina, I almost had him yesterday. No, you didn't.
So the only problem that's going to happen with that is on Saturday. Okay, so this is just like a coronavirus thing for golf, because you're not going to be able to play once the season starts.
I guess, man, but I already ordered my net in my backyard, and I'm gonna take 100 cuts. 100 cut. I'm telling you, I'm being serious, man. I was gifted these golf clubs they were passed down.
Yeah, you
to
can't hit those golf clubs either. I saw them.
They were measured for one of my coworkers. He's 6'3", so I don't know if they're gonna fit the 5'7" dude, but I'm gonna go out there and try hard, man.
So he got some ping blades. Good luck on that.
Man, you know what time it is, baby.
Hey, but the clubs look good though.
Yeah.
The clubs are.
What about shoes?
Shoes, I'm gonna go with
Winging it with some Nike trainers.
No,
Swingman.
I was gonna
Some
use these
Jeter
JJ
Swingman.
Watts just because they got a nice grip on the.
What about the condensation on the grass, man?
But that's fine because look, I'm gonna offset that with some bright neon shorts and a silk top. Like I have this planned out, and I'm wearing these shades. I just gotta make sure it's got a collar on, a polo. I mean, and we'll be good, bro. I mean,
you don't
look,
always have to wear polo.
man.
You gotta look good to play good. Huh?
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, I'm
gonna
going
make that fail video
full
look good.
John Daly on them boys. But I'm telling you, bro,
Johnny.
we're starting a movement. So any coaches, man, I want to come out, Saturday mornings, holla at me. We're gonna start golfing.
So, does it have drinking or no drinking involved?
Look, man, I've never played golf. Like I'm telling you, this is gonna be my first time actually going out. So I don't know what do you do?
Golf was meant to not be played sober.
Okay, so you gotta be lit. Well,
That's easy.
I mean,
Junior's two chump pump.
You're talking about 2.5 to 4 hours.
2 chump
Easy.
pump. I've heard that before.
Whoa. Wait, who told you that? Isa?
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
Brian said that.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, we're getting off topic.
That was funny. I got to give you that. I don't know if he caught it.
He
I
definitely
did.
didn't catch
No,
it.
I'm catching it now, but you know what I'm saying? Anyways, shout out to Adi's Creations for making us this nice shirt. Wind up special exclusive. Make Select Baseball great again, man. I know everybody complains about it's watered down, this and that. Well, get your shirt, man. Show your pride. Let's get all these weak teams out of here. How about that? Let's get together, unite. Like my Uncle Steve said earlier, nobody cares about your double A kid. Nobody wants to see their videos on Facebook. Major and up, right? Huh?
That's not what I said, but okay.
Own it, Steve.
That was funny though. He walked in here, he's like, I said that. I'm like, hell yeah, you were crunk this morning.
Hey.
But yeah, shout out, man. Anybody wants a shirt, $20, shout it out. It's for a good cause. It's gonna go towards our wind up golf cart. We're gonna try to get it custom made
That's
with
a good
8
cause?
elbows and 84. Yeah, I mean, you know what time it is.
Nice. Hey, so one thing I want to talk about, dude, is I think it was Oscarin. He put out a post this week talking about he's not going to complain or something. He won't complain if he gets an 8 o'clock game and all this and all that. But I'm of the opinion, all right?
Okay.
So everybody's putting these posts down about we're not going to complain about this, we're not going to complain about that, all right? Do you believe that?
Hell nah.
That first Saturday night, we're going to see the post.
What?
Something about some umpire or, fields were out of shade for the lights.
Man, let me tell you something. When I see the schedule and I see I'm at the rack, I'm complaining.
For sure.
If I see I'm
yeah.
at Premier, I'm complaining. If I'm not at Baseball USA or Sienna, and Sienna's probably out of the question, I'm complaining. So
Baseball USA too?
No. I said Baseball USA or Sienna.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What
But
about
no.
but BLD's where you guys play most of the time? So
No, we only played there twice.
oh.
Yeah, but I mean, so I think parents are still going to complain. But listen, here's the deal, dude. I keep on
Always.
seeing all these posts about, oh man, we're ready to play, we're ready to do this. Let me tell you something, Cody. I'm not trying to get sick or die because parents are bored at home. Not going to happen. If you're that bored at home, you need to find something else to do.
You
need
got
to
no
paint
hobbies.
You need to paint a house. You do a floor.
Do
Build a
them
chicken coop.
honeydews.
Build a chicken coop in flip flops like Julio. Take up golf like Junior. Yeah, man, I'm not trying to get sick out there, man. Listen, I know we all want to go play. I get all that. But, man, you just got to make sure it's safe because the first kid that gets sick, oh, man, we shouldn't have played.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have played. We should have waited it out. But I know that's you got different people on different sides of the fence on that one. Man, whenever it happens, it happens. I saw somebody sent me an email today. Was it today or yesterday? About all June World Series are going to be, they're going to be a go.
Damn.
And I can't
I
remember
like
who it
June
was
World
from.
Series.
I can't remember who
But-
sent it to me.
But what happens if you haven't been practicing, man?
That's,
Man,
that's
everybody,
on
you?
man.
everybody's
That's on you.
everybody's
You
video
know what
says
you
they're
signed up
playing.
for before we started this.
Woo. Hell yeah.
Insanity.
No double A teams.
Hey,
Hey,
I got a
there's-
double A team.
Hey.
No shame here. I ain't hating. Hey,
I'm
you
playing,
could have said that
Cody.
twice now,
Oh,
so
man, you
I
coulda
can't
told
run
me
from
that,
it.
Junior.
I can't. I ain't
Trolling
got no
your
shame
boy
in my
next to
game.
you, man.
Oh, my
I can't-
I'm
I
so
can't-
sorry, Cody. I'm telling you, man. I'm
Hey.
on the road today.
Hey, it is what it is. You know, I mean, they have those categories for a
Hey,
reason.
actually, double A is where all the money's at. So I mean,
Oh man, I was,
I'm
just
with
messing. I
double
was
A.
just messing with you, Uncle Steve, man. Shout out to Alabama Baseball tuning in from Eagle Pass.
yeah,
My homie's like lockdown over there. He got a nice fade over the last day or two.
yeah, I
Shout
saw
out.
that. I
Saw
saw
that?
that. Yeah, I saw that. How's your haircut going, man?
Man,
Somebody
I
hit you
got
up,
the
man.
haircut, man.
Who
My-
hooked you up?
It was Monday afternoon, and my barber, well, not my barber, the lady that cuts my hair, she's like, "Hey, I'm cutting," and I was like, "All right, cool." Granted, she works right in front of a police station, but we went anyways, man. I got a fade. I'm telling you, baby, feeling like $1 million right now, especially because you got the Texas tailgate in the back. It's growing, it's
Okay.
flourishing, and I think by the time summer comes around, Texas tailgate is gonna be in full effect. So
Gonna be that Joe Exotic
Yeah.
style. Or
yeah, I'm gonna try to perm the back when it
What
gets
you putting in
longer.
it? You putting any product in it?
Right now, I'm just using coconut oil.
Hey, you should do your photo shoot at Julio's Chicken Coop.
Yeah, we'll do the chicken
What?
coop, dude.
Oh
Yeah,
Photo op.
yeah.
Dude, you should do it there.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
But you like that coconut oil? You like that shit?
Well, I guess.
I thought that was for your skin, Junior.
I don't know, man. I did some research. Coconut oil is good for a lot of
Sounds
things.
like
No?
Oh man, that's funny. Hey,
All right.
so I'm going around. Facebook, and I see. What do you call those little videos that all the teams are doing about throwing this, throwing that, and all that stuff?
Yeah.
What do you call that? I don't
Gay?
even know.
Oh, the video?
Yeah,
Yeah,
what do you
the
call
video.
that?
I don't know. I
Like
guess
TikTok
like
videos or
a
something?
compilation.
I saw one of
TikTok,
our
something like
I saw one of our wind up own on one of those.
Who's that?
That's our host over here. He was on one of
No.
one of those videos.
Okay, so I saw the Backyard Ballers. Our friends, the Backyard Ballers.
Yeah.
Man, they had a great little. What is that? Is that on TikTok or what?
I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's awesome, right? Whoever did it good.
for sure.
And then so correct me if I'm wrong, Julio, but Backyard Ballers, they're major team, right?
Yeah.
So then I get a video, and they added a double A player
They added
over
a
the
double
weekend.
way player.
A double A player over
You
the
saw
weekend.
how the throw went, and the kid had to go over there and reach for it. You go get it.
That's messed up, man. But the footwork,
did you
though.
have the video?
Y'all seen that chop it up? Y'all seen when they chopped it up?
The footwork was there, but the throw wasn't.
That
Poor
was the
kid
one
had
I
to go
missed?
over there.
Well,
Hustle.
some people
I
told me
mean,
that the throw
hey,
was
hey,
there.
but on the actual video, Julio was the first baseman.
Yeah, it was.
Did I make it?
Yeah, you made it.
Oh, hell yeah,
Yeah, I don't believe that.
man.
So
Behind the scenes.
how did that happen, dude? How did you get into that video? That video was pretty. I like the original Backyard Baller video, but then they put you in there. How did that come
Yeah,
about?
nah. So like, I saw like they posted on the page, so I just wrote on there like, man, they didn't put me on this video, and man, 3 of the Ballers moms. Shout out to the Backyard Ballers moms, man. They're cool as hell, and they sent me a DM. They're like, hey, we'll put you on the video. Send us one. I was like,
Yeah,
I
they
got
should-
one.
they
I
shouldn't
got-
have done
I
that.
got a fresh video for you, and I sent her that one, and I even told her I was like, man, I can remake it if you want. You know what I actually,
Have you seen it?
No, I didn't.
I actually
I
was
have
hoping.
not.
I was actually
Good.
Somebody
good.
tag me in it. I want to see that.
No,
tag me in
I
that.
don't think it's out. I think they just sent it to Junior
Oh, okay.
and Junior sent it to. How did we get it, Julio? I don't even know.
Junior.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
Junior
sent
sent-
it to me, and I saved
Okay.
it, and I sent it to
Yeah,
you.
so
I'll
I
see if
didn't-
I could post it.
So I didn't know what it was, right? And so he sent it to me, and I just picked it up, and I'm like, oh man, because I had seen it before on Facebook, and then I'm looking at, it, then there you go,
There it pops up
the
Junior.
Versace mariachi right there, Pasadena's own, just right there.
Sombrero?
Nah, it was that little video that we did like 3
You-
weeks ago with Matt Lamb.
Only Hispanic in there, right?
I was the only Mexican there, man.
I thought he was
You
cutting
should
the
have
grass.
seen
I thought he was
trampoline,
cutting the
no?
grass.
Hey, man, it felt good, man, because makes me look like it was a nice field at NASA, so it makes me look like I'm from Montgomery. You know what I'm saying?
They had really nice fields there.
You like that?
Bro, you
Yeah,
live on the
fields
nice
do
side of
look good,
Pasadena,
man. I
bro.
will give
Hey,
him that.
but shout out to Backyard Ballers Black and Coach Kyle Foster and everybody out there, man. Much love.
Yeah.
They're one of our biggest supporters, man, so I'm always going to show them love.
I actually saw the. It's okay. So I didn't know where you were going to be put in.
Me neither.
They did it actually.
Yeah,
whoever did that was.
I was hoping at the end or to
Nah,
start
you're
off
like
the
right
video.
at the, you're like right in the front, man. And
I
like with the
know.
second or third one. Yeah, they gave you primetime coverage.
You
man.
know what
I
what I loved about the whole thing is like my clip is the only one that's like chopped. So
Yeah,
like
it is.
you get to see it in slow mo, man. That was awesome.
What Steve say? All that dancing he was
Yeah,
doing.
you do
All
nothing
that
but
dancing.
dancing,
Get to the
man.
ball.
Yeah, get to
to
the ball, man.
So like grandpa, get to the ball.
Bro, you would not be on a CT team.
Man.
No.
You would not make the cut, Junior.
Too
It's
much
okay,
dancing,
man.
man.
It's
Much
okay,
dancing.
man.
Get
But
it
it was
done already.
But it was funny though, man. I liked how they inserted it, and because I wasn't really paying attention to when you sent it to me, and I'm just like watching it, and then I'm like, oh shit, man. There's Junior.
Good footwork right there.
I had to rewind it. I was like,
I gotta watch that again.
Hey, but is
Man.
video editing not the essential part to all these videos and these YouTubers? I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
these kids would be boring. They would be nothing if it wasn't for the video editing. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, you're talking about
What-
these kids. These kids are lame. I mean,
Yeah, hey, you ain't lying about that. But here's the thing: like we know damn well that like it's the parents making the videos, and like look, I try to make one of those videos where like let's say you're recording a kid, right, or whatever. I'm recording my son, and like you try to just like take snippets of the swings. I mean, it takes a lot of work.
Without a
bro.
doubt, it does.
Does it
That's
really?
why I
Oh,
never
for
like. That's
sure.
why like
Anything
if I
I
post
do-
a video, it's just whatever I recorded, man. Like, there's
it-
no
but,
editing.
But if you,
You just yell at him, make sure you do it right.
hey, hit the ball, Dad. Square up.
If you don't do it right, you deleting it, yelling at him. Make sure you get it right.
Like, man,
Wait for the next debate.
Uncle Steve gonna be mad on this one. Before we record, I do tell Jen, I was like, I'm gonna show this to Uncle Steve, and he's like, he knows.
Junior is
You better
calm
do
the
everything
whole
right
time until he
I-
starts recording.
videos because I'm like,
boy.
because sometimes like the problem is like. When you got somebody that's bad at BP like Brian that he throws everywhere, sometimes he be hitting the kids in the middle of the videos, and I'm like, yo, like what the hell is going on,
Man,
man?
how you gonna call it our volunteer coach like that?
Man, shout out,
when
Brian.
it's that rough, you gotta say something. I like B. I like B.
Look,
but
Cody
he got-
can watch.
No.
I don't have a choice. I have literally stopped a couple of my lessons and been like, hey, watch this.
Hey, you have our boys on the sideline. Ball three.
Hey.
Ball three. They throw a ball. Everybody starts
The
chanting.
funniest thing is like Steve's like, man, who's shotgunning Jay? He thinking it's Santos the whole time. Well, now you know it's Brian. This is Brian.
See, man, poor,
Bad speed, Dad.
man, poor Jay can't even rest, man. He's like, I'm like, dude, just hit delete on that sucker.
I hope
Hey,
he's not
that's
watching.
funny.
No, but apparently he caught a nice fish today,
It is what it is.
or he caught a
Yeah.
fish. I don't know if it was
Supposedly.
nice.
The only catch of the week.
So, the month. The year. Never mind the year.
Man, we're
That's a
capping
slug
up
right
Brian.
there.
Man.
Shout out Brian Lopez, man. But yeah, that was funny, dude. That was really funny.
Yeah, so shout out to Backyard Ballers on a pretty well put together video. You know, it's I thought it was good the first one. The second one,
Oh.
you know, if they would have left you out, actually they put you slow mo. They should just put like Junior Aguilar Legends, but then they're gonna put the wind up on
Hell
there.
yeah.
I'm like, man,
Damn, bad
Trying to get that
representation.
clout.
Damn.
Steve, you
LP.
should go out there and show them how it's done, Steve.
nah, not really.
Yeah, show us.
Pull it up, Junior. Let me see.
What happened?
Pull it up. Let me see.
Pull up the
put
video.
it-
Hold on.
I'm trying.
Julio's working on it.
Yeah, Julio's
He'll
trying.
put it on the TV. So
Yeah, Julio's trying to put it up.
that's a good.
Because we all, trust me, we all got it. We all, we all got it.
I can just tell by it's that genuine laugh. Like
We
you can-
all got it.
Hey man, we gotta stay 6 feet apart, man. The comments already coming in, man. Y'all want to know what's funny? I was reading the news, right? I'm gonna go everywhere today. It's Thirsty Thursday, but the news was like, Texas has the least cases of deadly fatalities of coronavirus, and I said, man, well, looking outside, it don't look like we shut down, so I guess we doing something right.
No, there's a lot of
Or
traffic.
you think
on the
we're
roads
immune
today.
already to it, like just from everything that goes on in Texas?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I think, Steve, you
No,
don't think
yeah.
you had it already?
I don't. You know what? I told my wife the other day. I don't know what the hell I had in the middle of January, but
You were
I
out
had
for 2
I had
weeks, right?
no,
2-week
but I had it
vacation.
for a month.
Yeah, no, he was
Yeah,
sick for a while.
There
I
was a
was-
flu going around though,
Yeah.
at the beginning of the year.
Man, I tell you, man, I thought I was gonna die. I know we talk about it, laugh about it, man, dude. I never ever in my life been that sick.
Yeah, no, you were
Never in
pretty
my life have I been that sick. So so I don't know what it was, but man, I just hope man, moving forward, I just hope nobody gets it. I mean, I've just been reading stuff where people are just passing away, and
That's
Man,
tough,
that's stuff. That's some serious stuff. I mean, it doesn't really affect you until you know somebody, but then by that time it's too late, man. And so so hopefully we can get this thing under control, and then we can all go back to playing baseball, talking mess, having fun, winning, losing. Do everything that we're gonna do. I mean, especially with the summertime coming up, man. I mean, dude, it's gonna be rough. There's no baseball. It's just it's one of those things. But everybody's got to be safe, and we'll see what happens. And trust me, tournament directors are itching to hit that button that a tournament's coming up. And so, or maybe it's one button or two buttons or whatever. But trust me, that button's on standby. It's probably like that red thing at Darren's house. Just pah.
Yeah.
And it comes right on the U-Trip website, tournament this weekend or however they go. So
he's got the breaker to it. He's like, "Bah, we live."
Exactly.
Man, that's awesome.
But you know what? Somebody else put something, and I can't remember if it was on our page or somebody else's page. But it's going to be tough though. Right now, if any parks or anybody has any issues to correct, now would be the time. However, the flip side is no money coming in. Maybe it's not being done. Right. And so, I mean, are we going to go back to fields that are going to be in repair? I'm thinking yes, just because of the cash flow not coming in. I mean, that's where it's at.
Honestly, though, that's probably one of the most valid points that I love about this whole community page that we've made is all the scrutiny that they've caught it has created a lot of good change in all the fields that we've had, and there's been a lot, all the complaining. I mean, it's been helping,
Right.
and I like it. People complain about, I'm tired of seeing people rant about umpires. People are always going to complain about umpires. That's part of the game. I mean, it is what it is. But the stuff about the fields and the upgrades, that's a necessity that needs to be addressed. We pay a lot of money, and we deserve that. The kids deserve that.
Yeah. So. At some point in time, some of the parks, and I'll just say Baseball USA, just because it just came to my mind, and even Big League Dreams, they're gonna have to do some They need to have a line on their P&L that says preventive maintenance, and so what that means is just always. Why wait? Why do it at the end of the year when you can just do it during the week? Maybe you can add dirt. Maybe you can, add sod.
There's always clay.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they can do whatever. For sure. And it doesn't have to be at the end of July or August every year. I mean, maybe if you just keep on doing it when you address it, just have a schedule or something. I mean, those guys are smart. They should do it. Why it's not be done? It hasn't been done. I have no idea. But it's all based on finances. So, I mean, we just got to make sure that when we go out there, we pay our $5, $10 because I saw a lot of people saying they're not going to complain about gate fees anymore, Julio. So,
yeah, I saw that.
I'd raise them up. On everybody.
I'm honestly surprised it's still at 5 or 6 at Big League.
Yeah, it actually should be about 10 maybe a car. $10, $15. I mean, you can't have it both ways. I mean, you can't have all the improvements that everybody wants. And yet you get in free. I mean, it's a business when it's all
I still
said
think
and
they
done.
should do a season pass.
Yeah, but how would you do that though?
Do it like Astroworld.
Photo
like-
ID and everything.
Yeah.
or what?
Do like $250 for the season?
But think about all this. Think about it like this. All the locations that get into a tournament, right?
Okay.
You think you're gonna? Me personally, I love signing up for tournaments down here at Big League Dreams. Anything here on the southeast side, Baseball USA. That's where I want to go. And but I go into it with me and my families from the team, that with the thinking that, hey, I'm gonna play here, and then they shoot me at way outside. I'm traveling 45 minutes to get there, and it's even if it's a 10 o'clock game, that's still a 7 a.m. wake up call.
Yeah.
So.
I'm with you, man.
They're always bouncing locations on us.
So season pass for all parks. How about that?
It's too many variables, man. You can't do a season pass, man. Listen. These parents know what they signed up for. Hey, you're going to pay. You want to play at the nicer park, you're going to pay. Cough it up. I mean, now what I don't agree with is the $5 per plane. Like, you got to cap it. Like, hey, it's $10 per car no matter what. I don't care if there's 3 adults in there, 4 adults.
I'm cool
you're not
with
going to get me $5 a head. Cap it. $10 a car, whatever it might be.
Right.
Okay.
Whatever the cap is, even if it's
you got to make
12 or
one
whatever.
though. You can't hit. I got my grandma wants to see her grandchild play, and she's in the car, so I got 3 adults in the back. You're not gonna hit me for 15. Why?
Yeah.
Cap it. You know.
10 flat rate.
I think I kind of like that. How about 12? Would you do 12?
Whatever it is, they need to
Man.
make something.
It's because it's hard to get those loose dollars like that,
Okay,
man. Then you
but-
got to stop at the corner store.
But that's that. Okay, so
Make
how
it a
about they
zero.
start taking credit cards?
Cash app.
Cash app.
Cash app.
Why not?
Man,
Everybody
well,
else does.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I hate
man.
that.
Make it like Orlando where you have a scanner.
On the
That's
phone.
too much to keep up with, bro. People ain't trying to do all that, man.
I got stuck going into Baseball USA with no cash, and then I went to
Yeah.
the gas station and the ATM didn't work.
Yeah.
I was like,
And then,
Well,
and then
what'd you do, bro?
I had to go find another gas station.
Oh man.
Yeah, and then they charge you for the fees to get out the ATM, man.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
So $5 turns to $8.
You know what? Go
Depends.
credit card. Go credit card, dude.
Yeah, but I'm fine with the cash. I don't mind the cash.
Hell yeah.
But I
You
mean,
knew
but
all
there
week
should be
you
an
were playing
option.
that weekend.
Yeah, yeah. However,
Wait, but how do you go to Baseball USA? I mean, you've been knowing you're going to play there for 2 weeks. How you going to go there without cash?
you'd be
Huh.
surprised.
okay, no,
It was-
no,
it was-
it happens.
It was one of those instances that I thought I had cash, and then I showed up.
It
like,
happens,
oops.
man. It happens.
cash.
It happens. It happens.
Look, Thomas Johnson says make it a round number. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 10, 15, something like that. But if you make it $12, like, man, you ever been somewhere and you don't got that extra dollar and you're just like, somebody give me a dollar.
For sure.
And then nobody gives you a dollar.
Just give me this $1 off GP right
yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. Like,
Okay,
nah.
but just like what Santos said right now, if you know 7 days in advance that you're going, and you need $12, set it aside. I mean,
13 with the exit at the Beltway.
Well,
Put an ATM right in front of Baseball USA.
Yeah, man.
nah. So I'm cool with 12.
12.
Maybe not 15, but I'm cool with 12. But it's got to be something, you know. So what's going to happen is that price is going to be raised. At least it should be raised. Dude, I'm serious, man. I mean, listen, you think all those improve? Okay, so the flip side of that, Cody, is that they're going to say, oh, well, we pay a lot to play in these tournaments. True. And not discrediting that whatsoever. But then you also, man, field improvements cost a lot of money.
They do.
I mean, they're not. I mean, they don't. You're not getting lights repaired on the cheap. Just not going to happen. You're not getting lights on the cheap. So you know.
Hey, I don't think turf either.
Yeah, turkey.
Matt Lamb says, "Who the hell carries $12 cash?" Steve.
Santos.
Okay, you
What?
carry cash. You carry cash.
I
What
mean-
difference does it make? They can give you change.
Cody,
Give you some change.
Cody, you carry
quarters.
Ask
Little
Matt.
bit.
Ask Matt. What should they charge?
All right, you heard it, man.
I'm not. I don't
I
have my
think
phone,
it definitely
so.
needs to be a whole number. I wouldn't say 12, Steve.
For real?
I would just keep
15?
it. Man, I'm not trying to cough up 2 ones.
10
I mean,
10 or 15.
hey, listen. Like I said earlier, you had all week to know this tournament was coming.
I'm just
I
I'm
saying.
not disagreeing with you, but I always forget, man.
What
Hey,
was
but I
it?
kind of like it. It needs to go up. Why not?
Yeah.
What was
You know?
what was it before? Just $5, right, per vehicle?
Something like that.
2 years ago, I think it was, or something like that.
Or
No,
if-
maybe
it was
3 years
10.
ago.
I think the 10 was the max. If you had 2 or more, it was $10.
Okay.
But if you had one person in the car, it would be $5.
So
Okay.
the real question is, how are we gonna make select baseball great again, bro?
We're getting there.
$12
Yeah, we're getting there.
parking? Is that the solution?
I'm gonna say
I know how we're
15.
not gonna do it.
I charge 15.
Garage
Call it
parking. Garage parking
just
at
keep
Baseball
going up.
USA.
that. Hell yeah, I keep on going up.
Garage
By the time we
parking.
know, we'd be at $20.
Hey, if you got 5 people in there, that's $4 a person. Yeah. I mean, the people who are going to get screwed are the ones who just go by themselves,
Yeah.
you know, or maybe 1 or 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I mean, that's what I'm looking at. So you're looking. Okay, so we're looking at, how about if a family of 5 go in there? So that's 25.
That's $25.
That's 25 bucks.
$25.
Before it was $10.
Yeah.
Man.
So now everybody's not going to be complaining about my $12.
Mm.
They can be like, "Oh man, we can carry 2 loose dollars."
well, if you put it that way,
Yeah, for sure.
for sure.
I'm just, hey,
Julio said,
I'm just
we'll make
saying.
it happen.
I'm just saying. I mean, but that's what I would do. So if if anybody from Baseball USA raise up them prices, you know that's going to happen. Hey, everybody got their stimulus check.
Ooh.
Everybody just bought them
Ugh.
TVs.
Everybody bought all the TVs, flash
Help-
included.
helping China out.
Yeah,
Hey,
trunk.
man, I was about, man.
What'd you say about them Cadillac sales?
Skyrocket.
So what would you
Broke
do?
people around here.
Hey, but you know what? No, you know what? I'm taking that back. It's $6 to get into Big League Dreams.
Oh yeah, it is.
Nobody-
I'm surprised it's
Yeah,
still 6.
yeah,
It went from 5
nobody's
to 6.
complaining about that extra dollar though.
I'm complaining
They used
about it,
12
man.
Hey, but you know what they
They
don't
used-
do is the pizza thing. No
The,
more.
the softball world.
They don't
does.
get you the
They
free
used
pizza.
to-
no more.
They complain.
At least
Nah.
I didn't get
World.
it this past fall.
It used to be $3.
It used to be
Big leagues.
$3. Yeah.
Bro.
And you get the coin.
Man, somebody
Hey,
owe Cody a pizza
I
at
got,
BLD.
I got about 60 of them coins.
Yeah, there
just
you go,
sitting
$60.
around. I don't ever think to grab.
Man, we need to have a pizza party, Cody.
Yeah, with them,
you're
with them
getting all the
coins.
pizzas all
Some
the
pitchers
way.
of beer.
Man.
Oh,
yeah,
we just give pictures, Cody.
but that's
Yeah.
what I would do, man. So nobody complains about the extra
Dad
dollar at Big
Challenge
League
Live.
Dreams, but they're complaining about the $2
Dingers.
extra at Baseball USA. Make it 15 just to piss everybody off. Unless
Give
you're
them one more thing to complain about.
well, Well, but nobody's everybody's saying they're not complaining now.
What a complaint!
We got to take a vote
On what?
on throughout the show. Like, are you still gonna complain or you're not?
Oh, come on, man. Shoot. I already told you
After,
if I get the rack,
man.
That
man, I'm
Saturday night,
complaining.
somebody will be complaining.
Nah, they'll be complaining that Wednesday,
That's
Wednesday,
Saturday
Wednesday.
night.
eating
Steve,
stuff.
you played at the rec yet?
Yes, I have. I like the
You like
rack.
it?
It's just too far from my house.
It is very far, but I love the upgrades Darren's
like
doing. It
it.
looking good.
I like it. It's just
Oh,
too far.
yeah.
It
There-
is,
there-
it's a mission.
There's no easy way to get to the rack from my house.
Jason comes up with a good point.
What's that?
So they don't have no problem bringing singles to the strip club.
Well, because they change it for you. They change it for you. They
We'll have a bunch of dollars there.
That's true. And those,
have a full register there. There you go.
nah, it's true. I mean,
We
you know,
just solved the problem.
or when there's buckets for $16 or $13. I mean, you always have that extra dollar if it's going to benefit you. So, I mean, I'm cool with that, but I just think something's going to change here, and I
Chris-
just think we need to be ready for it.
Chris Perez says, "Don't charge parking, just charge a gate fee." Okay.
Okay, $12 gate fee.
What? Come on, huh?
Well,
Listen.
that's how BOD is.
I mean, come on, dude. I mean, something's got to give, dude. I mean, we listen. Baseball USA heard all the complaints, right? And they before the NIT, and they fixed all the lights. Okay. So we could talk about whether they're accruing for that money or not. The fact of the matter is they spent the money. Okay. So that money has to come from somewhere.
No money coming in right now.
Yeah, no money's coming in right now. So that's going to be that's the flip side of it. No money's coming in right now. So there's not going to be any improvements for like the next 6 months.
That's
There should still be plenty of money in that pot.
There
Doubt
should
it.
be.
What?
No.
Should.
There should be.
Should.
Off numbers alone.
There should be, but we
Keyword.
don't know.
Yeah,
But we
Well,
don't know.
without a doubt.
Yeah, we don't know. Well, but I'm 100% with you on that, but we don't know.
Well, if improvements are made, maybe we can have a fundraiser for Baseball USA.
No,
like a
we're not.
barbecue
They
cook.
Negative.
can have a fundraiser. They can have a fundraiser for
Yeah,
themselves.
you getting
We
520 a
ain't doing
team,
nothing
you
for that.
averaging 150 per
We're
turn.
not doing anything
Negative.
for Baseball
Or sell
USA.
some squares at like $2,500 per team.
Hey, speaking of which, ever since you brought that up last week, I hadn't seen any posts about any fundraisers.
Man, look, man, I'm telling y'all, I'm calling y'all out again this week. I better not see y'all asking for no fundraisers, damn expensive.
Well, what happens if they open up in June?
Man,
What?
nah, they ain't.
Well,
They're not opening up in June.
Man, look, I got, look. All right. I remember
Junior knows people. Junior knows
I
people.
said breaking news. All right, breaking news right here in the Wind Up podcast. I got people in the Pentagon right now telling me that we are shut down until June 1st. Now, when they break the news in a couple weeks, I hate to be the guy that told you first, but June 1st, everything will go back to normal. Don't listen to the media, man.
This isn't media.
No, like the TV, man.
The mainstream media.
Mainstream media.
My sources from the Pentagon have confirmed June 1st we'll get back. So look, I think what we need to do, we need to shut it down. Everybody get ready and let's have a fantastic fall season. I say we do that instead.
They say it's coming back in the fall.
I love the fall. Fall's fun.
Hell yeah.
What's coming back in the fall?
Another wave.
Another wave?
Well,
Oh.
I mean, what do the people think?
We'll get like 1 month out of the year and then back to shut down.
That sucks.
I'm moving to Puerto Rico.
But look on the bright side. At least we're all saving money.
Are
Right?
we though? Are we? Alcohol's expensive.
Not them TVs flying off the shelf.
Nobody's saving money right now.
No.
Nah, nobody's saving money.
Buying up all the groceries.
What about
Have
them
y'all-
essential workers? They're making a little
No,
more
they're making
right
money.
now.
Have y'all been to Home Depot lately? That's
Yes.
what-
I went
Line is
today.
Julio's been at
ridiculous.
Home Depot.
I've been at
You
Home
better
Depot
get
almost
there
every day.
soon.
I saw Frank down there on Saturday
Did you really?
at Home Depot.
Negative.
Dude, Home Depot is popping right now.
They
I
got
mean,
about
I'll tell
10
you.
canopies lined up in a line
It's-
outside
man,
the doors.
dude,
Yeah,
it's-
I went today after work,
A
and the
lot of
line was
people
like
there.
wrapped up all the way
Yeah,
to the garden center, all the way out.
ridiculous.
Yeah, they're working out there.
Oh,
So
you know it.
so I don't know, man. But you thinking June 1st? No, seriously.
Man, me
I
look.
don't want to hear about the
Yeah,
Pentagon. Because you don't know nobody in Pentagon.
Look, I think I meant the octagon. I mean to say
That was Dana
You don't know
White.
nobody in there neither.
Is it Dana White or what? Dana White?
Negative.
But no. Like,
Can we get him on the show?
Look, I honestly think June 1st they'll start wrapping up. I mean, I don't know, man. There something's going on right now, and it just
What up,
continues
country?
to
What about
to
it?
grow, and I don't know.
What about LA canceling all the sports till 2021?
See, you when you hear stuff like that, you
Something
start
else is
putting-
going on. They know
you
something
start
else.
putting a piece together, and then I don't know, man.
So no sports at all.
Yeah, like
I
LA
don't
said
know.
no sports or no outside venues for till 2021.
So
Yeah, but they'll just go to
2020.
Pasadena.
Yeah.
They'll go play at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. That's
They'll go down there. Yeah.
it's right down
Like
the
like
street.
the Angels are like
Use
in a
the-
different county, so they
Use
get
the
to
old
play.
Raiders stadium down there.
No, that's that's 7. That's at least
nah,
5.
blow
6
that
hours.
stadium up. It's trash anyway.
It is trash. It's very trash. It's very trash. I'm gonna get my phone.
just
because-
like the team.
Nah, it's not. Yeah, you were talking about the Raiders last night.
Hell yeah!
Hey,
well,
that was a crappy record they had since what? How
Was
long?
it-
How back did you go
Dude,
back?
Look,
To what?
well, when they went 12-4, they got knocked out by the
Who are you talking
Brock
about?
Osweiler.
Who you
Texas
talking about?
Raiders?
Dude, you guys haven't won over 6 games in a while, man.
Okay.
That's okay though.
okay.
Look, I'm a Chiefs fan. I'm a Chiefs fan.
We're gonna
so-
bust out overall records here in a little while.
Chiefs.
And you guys are about what 30 below 500?
Nah, man.
Yeah, you are.
Look.
Yeah, you are.
30
Y'all
below.
trash.
Look,
No,
check it
y'all
out.
trash.
The tech, bro.
Y'all
How you gonna
Dumpster juice.
How you gonna say we under 500 when we're a 500 team? Come on, Unc. You know
overall
that.
record.
He said 30 under.
Over. Yeah.
30 under.
You're about 30 under. Look it up. Somebody look it up.
I don't want. I'm
Look it
not
up,
a
Julio.
Texans
Look
fan
it
no
up.
more, bro.
Look
I
it
told
up.
you, I'm a Chiefs fan.
Look
You don't
it
see
up.
his
Why'd you cross over, Junior?
I crossed over.
We went to the
I
game.
mean, we've
crossed-
said this story
didn't-
plenty of
didn't-
times.
went to the
Steve,
game.
Don't-
Steve, didn't
don't-
you cross back
That's
over
what it
when,
was,
we,
huh?
when we got what's his name?
Yeah,
It was
I-
the snow
I
and the
thought-
cowboy hat.
I thought once Brandon Cooks came to
Brandon
the Texans,
Cooks, man,
he was back
him
on
and Frank,
board.
took a whole 180.
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna be honest. Santos was on that group chat. Whenever we got Brandon Cooks, I went crazy, bro. And then
Wait, what? Who's we?
just me. And I
Wait,
went
no,
crazy.
but what team got him? The Texans.
The Texans got Brandon
Oh, okay.
Cooks.
So
Yeah,
you're
he's
a
I'm
Texan.
like,
He's
I'm
back.
like,
I
I'm
thought
like,
you weren't
I'm
a
like,
Texans
oh
fan.
man, we back. And then Brian's like, we still suck. And I said, you right, man. You right. And
Right back on Kansas.
And I said, man, we're going back to Kansas City. We're not in Kansas anymore. If you don't know, Kansas City is not in Kansas. It's in Missouri.
Yeah, I think we all know that.
Misery.
Well,
They call it.
some of us didn't know that.
I definitely don't think not everyone knew on that.
Junior, that's definitely Junior.
Who didn't know in that truck?
Junior.
Wasn't it? No, I knew about it. It was
I think they all didn't know.
It was
Yeah,
Brian.
that's
I've been
that's
to
a common
Kansas City.
mistake, though. It happens,
We're
bro.
showing up to Kansas City, snow coming down, and we're like, man, we're
Somebody
in
put it on
Kansas.
Snapchat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we put it on
we're in
Kansas. We're in
Kansas
And then
City.
somebody checked us. They're like, yeah,
Check,
you guys
real
are in
quick.
Missouri.
Y'all couldn't tell that from the GPS?
Man, I was asleep.
Hell no, we weren't.
I woke up with the snow and the snowstorm and the ice storm. I'm like, man. But then, look, let's not open up old wounds.
PISD graduates. There you go.
Hey, so Sam Earl said that they're opening stuff up in phases.
Are they?
Yeah,
I
think they said
I
that
heard
today.
About that. I heard
Did
about
they?
that. CC Phase 2, June 1st. Told you.
What's
June,
up, Sam? What up, AB?
I'm telling you.
Didn't know
Phase
that.
2 is everybody.
No, I think phase 3 is everybody.
Phase 3 is everybody?
I
Okay.
think phase
So
3
ju-
has the gyms and all that.
Okay, so look, Phase 1 to Phase 2 is 30 days. Phase 3 will be July 1st. You got it. July 1st, fellas. We just broke the code. What do you think, Cody? Is that cool with you? I'm telling you, everybody should just take
June
not
1st.
time off. Put your work in.
Honestly,
get
I'm-
ready. Let's play in the fall. Let's
Honestly,
go.
I agree 100% with what Steve said. I'm in no rush. There's no need
Enjoy
to
the
rush.
break.
Enjoy it. Honestly,
Enjoy it.
my whole take on this whole COVID-19, this is probably the best thing that's happened to youth baseball
Yeah.
in a long time. These kids need a break, bro. You know,
We were talking about it the other
people
day.
talking about they bored, bro. Be bored.
Yep.
You know, be bored. That you need to get a hobby. Like,
Yeah, take up golf. You know.
I don't know about all that one, but
how many times have you been to the driving range?
3.
how many games have you actually played? Like
Golf?
like 18 rounds. How many times?
None.
Can I count the Wii Sports?
No.
No.
All right. Well.
Have you ever walked a course, Junior?
Yeah. Look, I've done it like 3 or 4 times, but I'm no expert. You know.
Yes, we know that. That's why we're asking you.
I'm just really pumped up right now.
Oh, okay.
So, did you ever seen Tiger Woods crowd?
You're not Tiger Woods.
You're talking about 400 yards, Tiger Woods.
Yeah, dude. No, but there's like people like hundreds and thousands.
Do you know how good he was?
I know he was good, but
Golf is even more detail oriented than baseball.
yeah, I know, man.
And I just said that. Like I'm talking about swing for swing.
Yeah. I don't know, man. We'll find out. We'll find out how good I do. We got some golfers in the group. If anybody want to give me some golf tips, I'm gonna start breaking down my swing. You know what I'm
Junior,
saying?
you just
All in
give
the
it up,
hips.
bro.
No.
Give it up.
We
Yeah, at
got
least
we got
try it.
Benino watching, so hopefully he can show me something. I know he-
Brunera.
Dude, you got clubs there for 6'3", for a guy for 6'3".
Man, I'm telling you, bro. Don't underestimate the heart of a champion, bro.
Nunca.
You know that.
Steve,
What's that?
come shut down Junior real quick.
No, man.
Thomas Johnson just
Hey,
checked
listen,
one of you.
listen.
Uncle
listen,
Steve, get
listen.
him. Get
All
him,
you-
Uncle Steve.
All you got to do, all he has to do is go play the first hole in golf. He won't be talking anymore. He's gonna be so embarrassed on how terrible he is.
Man, look.
It ain't. I'm telling you right now,
Look.
it's not easy.
I know it's not, but it's hard to say I'm not gonna be good
You're not. I'm
Well-
saying it.
You're not.
when I go
I'm saying it. You're
when
not. You're not.
when I'm dominating that pop put, bro. Like,
Totally different ball game.
What if he gets on the green on the first one?
yeah. If I get on the green, bro, I'm money, dude. Like,
yeah,
I-
but
I-
you
you
still
know
got
what?
17 more rounds.
Hold on.
You
Hold
know
on.
the chances
Hold
of
on.
you getting on the green?
There's 17 more rounds.
come on, man.
Round is
Nobody-
holes, bro.
I got $1,000.
Thomas
you won't
called me
par
out.
the
You was
first
right.
hole.
I was totally wrong, Thomas.
You won't par the first hole.
Nah.
Nah. You got $1,000 says you won't do it.
I got
Hey,
four.
you gotta go live
got
on
I'll
that.
five.
quadruple that.
over.
Says you will negative par any hole on the whole course.
You gotta go live at
Five
least
You
first
won't.
one.
You won't par one. Sorry.
5 over.
I love you, Junior, but negative.
What you're talking 5
Let
over
me-
what on the
let me-
first hole?
First
Nah.
hole.
Let me get some
He
games
won't
under
do
my
it. It's
belt.
gonna be.
10.
Oh, it's gonna be. It's gonna be f this. I'm done.
Let me drink.
Look.
That's gonna be the
I've been
longest
told.
5 hours ever.
You ever been to Top Golf?
Yes.
Okay, you know when you hit
Not
the
the
ball,
same.
it tells you.
Not the same.
I hit it over every time.
Not-
No,
No, you don't.
Yeah, like
did
Trout.
it.
like
don't.
Mike Trout over the net. or what?
No, it doesn't.
Over. I'm telling you, bro. Y'all think I'm playing? Wait till I break down my swing. I'm gonna do slow motion. I'm gonna post.
Where's the video of this? I want to see the video.
Hey, and a big
No,
old,
I'm gonna record it.
Who's
big old chunk of turf coming out of
Who's
the
gonna?
thing.
Who are you gonna play with on Saturday?
Well, right now,
No.
I got a couple guys that reached out, but look, check it out. So like my buddy's like, hey, you need to come to College Station to Traditions Golf Course over here by A&M and blah blah. So he gave me the info.
Bro,
I
you
hit him
need-
up. Listen, Steve, listen. And I call him and I'm like, hey, I want to get the membership. Holla at me, right? Lady gets me with an email. She like, all right, yeah, we're looking for members, blah blah blah. She's like, here's the cost. She's like, it's in the PDF. I was like, all right. I'm like, what is it? I mean, Battlegrounds like $60, like $100. Man, that ain't bad. I open it up, $4,000 a year. I'm like, whoa, and that's just to get in, bro. It's still $250 a month. I say, I screenshot it to my boy. I was like, man, dude. We gonna stay at Deer Park for this weekend. I'm like, that check ain't come in yet.
But I thought you were excited.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm excited, but I mean, I didn't
Not
know
that
golf was that. I
excited?
didn't know golf was that expensive, bro.
You're gonna spend more time looking for the balls, bro.
How many balls do you have to go, first of all?
Oh,
Frank said take 2 dozen.
I got
2
three.
dozen.
I got three.
That's gonna be gone on the front 9.
I got three cases.
3 cases, like a whole baseball case? Or what?
Yeah.
Whoa,
Should.
hold on.
Probably need like a whole bucket of baseball.
Stop. Man, I'm with Thomas Johnson here, dude. If you're gonna talk golf, at least talk it right. It's not 3 cases of golf balls, dude.
What do you want to
Look,
say? Buckets? I mean,
take a
you ever see
bucket
the
of
little
ba-
boxes
look,
they sell?
Take
Like,
a whole bucket of baseballs,
Look,
dump it out, and
again,
fill it up with golf balls.
I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm just saying I'm getting
Hey,
into
somebody's
this.
got to start somewhere, right?
And I know you guys. I need support. If you guys are gonna talk shit to me, I might quit the game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
We're doing you a favor.
That was your initial suggestion from Steve.
You shouldn't even start.
Just quit, dude. It's a lot of money.
it's all right, man. Anyways, let's move on. I don't want to talk about golf anymore.
No, but
You promise? You promise.
I'm just gonna talk golf on my Facebook groups.
Hey, that junior
'cause
PGA
they're
tour is
supportive. Not like you guys over here making me cry.
nah.
I'm sad.
I just want to know who you're gonna play with, though.
Man, I was hoping with you, man. I'm telling you, I got
no.
my little swing. Look.
No,
Nah,
I'm out of
you
I'm out of
looking-
town.
Hey,
You
you should
wanna-
get. Hey, you should get up like Larry did and turn the camera, and we should see you swing.
Man, I could bring. You want me to bring
Let's
the
go.
golf?
Like I
the
said,
golf
let's go
ball?
live.
Let's go live.
Go live.
The first one.
Okay. On
The first drive.
All right, bet.
You're gonna go live when Saturday?
Tell him
Or
just
what?
go.
Yeah,
I don't
have
know,
Junior go
man.
live.
Look, country got support, man.
Country supporting you?
Man, we got.
Why?
Look, there you go.
Man.
Anyways, so let's move on, man. Let's move on. Let's move
Oh,
on.
man,
So
that's
I
funny.
want to give a big thanks, man, to one of our sponsors, one of our new sponsors. This dude's been supporting us from the jump. Frank the Tank, Team 7 Grillers, bringing us through the Ferrari Michelada Mix Hotline, our guest for tonight. And while Julio works and puts them on there, I also want to just talk about our other sponsors, C4 Bat Company, for all your bat needs. The best wood, the best machines, the best customer service. Swing C4, hashtag Red Cups. Also, if you want to place an order for a bat, make sure you cash that app at $C4 Bats. Also want to talk about our other sponsor, Issa Cookies, for all your sweets, cookies, custom cookies, etc.
Rick Webb design.
Hit them up.
Did y'all see what Keith was?
Yeah, I just read that. That's why I
That
got
won't
stuck.
happen, Keith.
I need to find out what a birdie is. Oh, okay. Okay, so we're on. All right, so brought to you by our Ferrari Michelada Mix Hotline and sponsored by Frank the Tank, Team 7 Grillers. On our phone line, we have Simeon Woods Richardson. Hey, what's going on, bro?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, man? And across the table from me, I think I got somebody that you know very
What's
well.
up, Sim? How you doing, buddy? Doing all right?
Hey, yeah, what's up, man?
Man, just chilling, man. Hey, thanks for coming on, man. The last time I saw you was at Baseball USA when me and Vic were hollering at you. And I'm not going to talk about Dunning. I'm not going to talk about your spring training home because we had that conversation at nauseum. But man,
Yeah.
thanks for showing up, man. How you been, man?
Oh, of course. I've been chilling, man. How have you been?
I'm doing good, man. You still in shape? Obviously.
Yeah, we've been working every day, man.
Good,
That's
good.
awesome.
Trying to stay with it.
Yeah, and so what are you hearing, man? I mean, obviously you're going to get a little bit different information than what we're getting, but
Yeah,
any information
it's
about
still
what?
up in the air, man. We still even know what's going on. We're just taking it day by day right now.
Man, yeah, that's got to be a little bit tough for you. But hey, so who are you working out with? Are you working out with somebody or?
Yeah, I
or-
work out with P3.
With
They work
P3?
out at Baseball USA. It's in the back.
Okay.
P3 with Aaron Robinson and Coach O and Jordan, all them over there.
Oh, okay. So how many days a week are you working out?
Probably 3 or 4.
Oh, 3 or 4. So not the 6 or 7 like some of these kids we see on Facebook.
Well, I do most at the home. I'm trying to stay inside. I don't really like going out. I do more home workouts.
Well, good. Well, that's good. And so let me ask you. Let's talk about some stuff, man. I mean, you
Okay,
played
okay.
select. You played select ball coming up, right? So what
Yeah.
at what age did you start playing, Sim?
3. I started playing at 3.
At 3. So there's room for Jace.
Man, I'm telling you, that's the blueprint. You start early.
Okay, so you started playing at 3. Let's move up to 7-8U. Okay, do you remember that far back?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, who'd you
Yeah,
play
I
for?
do.
And where'd you play at? Did you play out in Sugarland or where were you at?
I played with Texas. It was actually Texas Venom at that point, and
Okay.
then we turned to National Force.
Okay, so you
I
played out
think
there
I
with Vic.
moved with Victor and Nava around when I was 7 or 8.
Okay.
Nick Saban.
So Junior calls him the Nick Saban. So we'll get into that later on. So then you played there, and then after that, who'd you play for?
I played for Marucci.
Okay.
Played for the Marucci Bulls when they first came up in 2014.
Okay.
And then I was with them, and then Marucci with Adam Dunn in the summer league. Through high school, I was with Adam Dunn and Chris Schulte through the Marucci program, and that's what I've been with.
Ever since.
Yeah.
Hey, so when you were at Kempner, let's talk about at Kempner because I used to
Okay,
I used
yeah.
to see you when you went out there and played at Frankie Field. I saw you more or less when you were a junior as opposed to a senior because when you were a senior I was doing a lot of traveling. But how was it playing at Kempner, man? Did you enjoy your time there?
Oh my goodness, that's my second home. I love it there. That's one of my homes. The atmosphere was amazing. The coaching staff, Coach Jones and Coach Fogarts, were amazing. I can actually say like those are two like role model father figures that you would have in your life.
Nice.
They actually really cared about the players and cared about the program, and like actually about a brotherhood and more like team chemistry. So it was really good.
Oh, nice, nice. So, in your opinion,
Mhm.
what year was better for you? Was it your junior year or your senior year in high school?
In my opinion, my junior year.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I tell you what, I saw you in your junior year, man, dominating. And like I said,
But
I didn't see
I
senior year
think
because I
my
wasn't there.
best year was my sophomore year.
Your sophomore year?
Yeah.
Okay. So when did you start? When did you start getting all these looks from colleges? And well, let's start with colleges because I know you had committed to go play at the University of Texas. Is that correct? Well,
Yeah.
okay.
I was actually committed to A&M and then decommitted.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to bring that up, so. But yeah.
I'll say it. I'll say it.
Okay. Okay. So when did A&M start looking at you?
A&M started looking at me when I was like a sophomore,
Okay.
going into like sophomore summer. And then I went to area code and then realized a bunch of A&M pitchers were on the same team as me. I was like, whoa. So I was like, oh, that's a red flag. So I had to regroup and we made a decision as a family. And we
And
made a good decision.
and when you when you were in the process of making that decision, was that kind of hard for you, or just like what you said, once you saw the other people, you decided to go the other route?
Yes and no, because playing with Marucci and playing and having good role models in my life, I was kind of already told that. It was like I had people in my life like to like set my future for me, that they can look out for me, and I really can like truly say thank you to them. So they really helped me a lot.
Okay, that's good. And so when they start, okay, so how was the area code games when you played there? Because
Oh, they were a blast.
and it's real tough to get on those teams though. So can you just explain the process just a little bit so people can understand it? Because there's a lot of people out in the select baseball world that hear about the area code games, but man, like I said, it's tough to get in there.
It really is tough. The competition's amazing. It really brings out the best of all the athletes out there. It's really well organized. I give props to them in area code because they really organize it really, really well. Um, and also just like the process is normally there's a tryout you have to do and you have to like make a cut to get there. So there's like steps to get to area code, I believe.
Now, so you're playing at Kempner. You're playing with Marucci in the summertime. When the draft, when let's go to your senior year, and
Okay.
you start. I mean, you're already committed to the University of Texas, and pro scouts start coming around. At one point in time during this whole process, did you decide that you weren't going to go to the University of Texas, and you were going to sign a professional contract, no matter where you were drafted?
I think the moment I decided was on draft day.
Okay.
My family was really strong on education, so going to Texas had a purpose of education. Yes, baseball there, yes, but education's always important. So I was more focused on the educational side of it, and going through the high school draft prospect thing, it was amazing. Like I loved it. I loved the pressure, like if scouts coming. I loved the adrenaline. I loved all that.
Now,
So
okay, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. So,
no, you're good. You're good.
hey, so let me
What's
ask. So let me ask you a question. Okay, so the draft comes right,
Okay.
and where are you during the draft? Are you at your house? Or are you at a particular spot with your family? Who's with you?
I was actually at Buffalo Wild Wings
Okay.
with my family and some friends.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. I was like, I expected to go like the second day. That's what I was like. That's why I was going to go to Texas. I was expected to go later in the rounds, but so I was like, I have a bunch of my good friends are going in the draft. So I'm gonna watch it with my family and friends. And my agent's calling me. We're texting along, and he calls me out of nowhere. He's like, "Hey, the Mets want to pick you up." I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "He's like, hey, the Mets want to pick you up." And we were going over everything, and I look at my family, and they're like, yeah, let's do it, and it just happened.
And so you got the news at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a nice little story. So so your agent calls you up and he tells you, hey, the Mets have interest in you. They're going to draft you. Man, how are you feeling at that time? I mean, do you?
I mean, I had an idea, like, not an idea where I was going, but I kind of had a feel for stuff at that time.
Okay.
And, like, I kind of knew, like, certain teams where I was talking to kind of liked me and stuff. And we were going through that process. And when the Mets picked me up, I was ecstatic because I was really happy first to get drafted.
Right.
But just to be in that organization, and I have no bad words for them.
So okay, so you're in Buffalo Wild Wings. You get drafted. You officially get drafted. What do you do, man? Do you? I mean, if it was me, man, shit, I'd be like, hell yeah. I mean, everybody in Buffalo Wild Wings would know I just got drafted.
I mean,
How did you do it?
We were going crazy, man.
Oh, nice.
My whole family screaming, crying. I'm hugging my mom, crying all over her. She's crying. The whole restaurant's just looking. It's on the projector on the back wall, so it was really cool.
Nice. And so then, how long do you bask in the joy of being drafted? Is it 1 day, 2 day, 3 days? Because I know
it's about a good 2 day process.
Okay.
The most you can get your milk in is the night of, when you go to sleep. You can't go to sleep. You're twitching. You're rolling around in bed. You can't do nothing. And then when you get there, it's a job, and then it's like a journey to get to your dream.
Nice. Okay, so now you've gotten over the elation of being drafted. From the time you got drafted, when did you have to report? Because I'm assuming you reported to where, Port St. Lucie?
I reported to Port St. Lucie at the time.
All right. And how long did it take you from the time you got drafted to when you had to report? A week, 2, 3 weeks?
Probably about a week.
Okay, so
week I was in Port St. Lucie.
And now,
in uniform.
Was it hard? I mean, obviously, you're in a different tax bracket now.
First day was, being a 17-year-old kid walking in, it's kind of scary. You're walking in and you see men, and you're like, whoa. So this is baseball. So like, let's go.
Once again, we're talking to Simeon Woods Richardson from the Toronto Blue Jays organization, former Sugarland Kempner star. So go ahead, Jimmy.
I got a question for you, Sam. You were drafted when you were 17 years old in 8 months, man. That's
yes, sir.
You were young, bro. Talk to us about how you handled that, man. Did you feel a lot of pressure, man? Or how did you feel? I was always
the little big brother. And so I'm very mature for my age, and when I say I'm 19, I feel like I'm 22. Like I feel I have a good maturity on my shoulders. I have a good head on my shoulders, and that came from my family. And just being around older people, playing against older kids all my life, I was always the little big brother. So always played like the chip on my shoulders. So,
man, that's awesome. And I know you mentioned that when you first got to the show, it was kind of like, whoa, this is real baseball. How was that? How was that transition for you? Like, I know you speak about it mentally, but like physically, like as a young kid getting drafted, how hard was that adjustment for you, man?
I mean, getting in the settle of things, the adjustment really wasn't hard for me. It really wasn't hard for me. This is what I do. Like, I do this is my dream, so it's not hard for me. Like, I would be out there at 6 a.m. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the transition, going to training, changing schedules, trying to find a routine, that's the hard part, is like the mental aspect of making sure you can find your routine. And that's like the biggest thing I can preach to anybody, is like finding your routine.
Man, and that's special to hear, man. And when you talk about your routine, we're talking about workout routine, just lifestyle routine. And, I wanted to I know we're focusing on you getting drafted at 17, but, not everybody can adjust kind of like you did. And
Yeah.
you know, we hear about these stories all the time. You know, young cats getting drafted. You know, it could be any sport, and they end up flaring out, not because of talent, but because they just can't handle the shine or the spotlight. And especially getting drafted to New York, man, the Big Apple. You
I
know,
know the
that-
Big Apple.
and let me ask you this: growing up, I'm assuming you were an Astros fan, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you get drafted to the New York. You get drafted to New York, but it's not the Yankees. It's the Mets. How's the feeling on that?
It was fun. I still got drafted.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. And see, I asked that question to a lot of folks, right? Like when we talk about these things, and they all say the same thing, and they're like, "Hey man, we got drafted." And you know, you talked about being at Buffalo Wild Wings with all your loved ones and getting to see it, and man,
Yeah.
I gotta say, man, that's gotta be a special feeling, man.
You know,
For
it was
somebody.
like it was one of the happiest moments of my life.
Okay,
Honestly, I can
so
say that.
so now that you're in Toronto, man, I got a couple friends up there in Toronto, man. One of them's named
Okay.
Drake,
Okay.
and he's out there.
You don't know Drake.
And-
You don't know.
So he's out there. How is it? How is it any different from playing in a different country? You know, I've been to Toronto a few times. To me, I mean, I thought it was an upper echelon Houston. You know, but how is the adjustment playing for another country in front of another crowd? Especially, you know, I was there this past summer for 4th of July weekend. There's not a lot of fans in the crowd right now in Toronto. You know, and what is your expectation if you do or whenever you get the call to play in front of those fans, man? Because when the Blue Jays are popping, that Rogers Dome is rocking, bro.
I know. If you watch the Jose Batista video, you can see how ecstatic that crowd gets. That's what I can't wait for. I can't wait for that. I've heard nothing but great things about that Rogers Stadium when it gets electric, and that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting to make it electric. I can't wait to make it electric.
Yeah, that's the hey. And Sim, I got a question for you, man. Where were you when you got the call that you were in the Stroman deal? Were you playing or where were you?
I was going down a 2-lane road next to a gas station with my mom, my dog, and my dad.
Wow.
In Florida.
And who calls you? Your agent or?
Yeah, actually, a news reporter on a random Mets page DM'd me on Instagram and was like, "Hey, are you in the Stroman trade?" And I was like, I don't know, am I? So I texted my agent, and he was like, "Hey, talk to you in a little bit and call you back." I was like, "Uh-oh." So when that process was going on, yeah, it was scary. It was scary at first, but then like your nerves calm down. You're like, okay, that's a blessing in disguise. Let's go.
Right.
And as soon as I got there, and it's funny because in the Blue Jays organization, I have so many friends that are in the Houston area
Right.
that I play with, and it's like home away from home.
Nice. And so you get there. How many days do they give you in order to report to the Blue Jays facility?
I was actually driving to Port St. Lucie to make a start when they called me. I had turned back around to meet up at Fort Myers. So it was like a 3-day process.
And so then after those 3 days, now do they have you set up where you're going to stay at and all that, or you had to make your own arrangements?
Oh no, they provided me with a hotel. They provided me in a hotel with me and my family, and we met the team in Fort Myers, and I started there.
Man, yeah, I tell you what, Fort Myers isn't a bad place. Too many old people though. Way too many seniors there.
It's all of Florida.
Yeah, way too many
right.
seniors over there. And so you get to Toronto. You see that you have some people that you know and all that. So how is the Toronto organization different than the Met organization so far?
It's more people friendly, not people friendly, but more player specific based. We have medium, light, hard days. It's more player specific. So when I say I find my routine, if I have a light day, I will do all my light stuff that day. If a medium day, I have like different routines for different days. So it's more player specific.
Oh, nice. Once again, we're talking to Simeon Woods Richardson. The number 4 prospect in the Blue Jays organization and the number 61 prospect overall based on Baseball America. And so also a Sugar Land resident, Kempner High School in the house. Good job, Fort Bend County. So thank God my taxes went to a good program and a good player like yourself. So it's always good to talk to somebody from Fort Bend Independent School District. Junior, what you got?
So my next question comes about
What's up?
how the hell do you know Frank the Tank?
Frank the Tank.
A good dude.
He's a good dude.
Man, he hit me up. He's like, man, I got somebody for you. I was like, okay. And he gave me the contact info, so I'm all hyped up. I send it to Uncle Steve over here. I send it to Uncle Steve over here, and he's like, "Man, that's Vic's godson." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Because Steve's my godfather, so it's like, oh man, it's full
family.
circle.
Yeah, so we're all family, Sam. Hey, you know what? And the funny thing is when Junior texted me about having you on. Man, my first thing was like, how the hell does he know Frank? And so I think that was the first thing that popped off of my mind. But
Really?
I tell you what, yeah, man. So but once again, shout out to Frank the Tank, to Frank Carranza.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah, for getting you on here, man. So with everything going on this year, where were you scheduled to play? Were you going to be in Single A? Were you going to be in High A or Double A? Where were you going to? What was the plans for you this year?
I was gonna start off in Dunedin.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I was gonna start off in Dunedin.
I'm sorry.
And then no, you're fine. That's fine with me.
Yeah. No, I just
Okay, you're perfect.
we talked about that. We talked about that complex, but I won't bring it up. But so you were there. Now, let me ask you a question. You still have that 12-6 curveball?
Yes, sir.
Man, that tough.
Nasty.
Oh yeah. Man, it's sitting people down over there at Frankie Field. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sam. My bad.
No, you're good.
Uh-oh.
12-6 curveball is really good.
Yeah. And where's your fastball sitting at? Where was it sitting at last year?
From 92 to 96, hit 7, hit 8.
Nice.
You think you can hit that, Santos?
I mean, I was
Hell
a pitcher,
no.
so definitely not. Definitely not.
Oh man,
That's awesome. So look, what we're gonna do is you're gonna have to give us your t-shirt size. We're gonna send you a wind-up shirt, man. I want you to wear
Okay.
it.
I'm extra large.
extra large.
And
We'll give it to Frank.
And when
Frank
you
will give
strike
it to him.
somebody out, I want you to pump that chest. Let that logo come out through the front.
I got you.
Hey, and as soon as you make it to the show, man, I'm gonna be in that crowd at the Rogers Center because
Well,
man,
I appreciate it, man.
everybody knows how crazy I get, man. And when it comes to baseball, I don't play, man. I treat it like college football.
Well, let's see it. Let's see it.
I've been kicked out of a few MLB games in my lifetime.
That's fine. That's okay.
But I always come back, baby.
All right.
But I gotta ask you one question, man.
Okay.
And this is really like not even baseball related.
All right.
All right. Are you a Texans fan, man?
I am.
Okay.
I'm
okay,
sorry
okay.
too.
Okay. Let me ask you this real quick because I'm having a hard time trying to.
I think I already know the question.
Okay. What do you
Yes, I'm
think
sad
about
about the Hopkins.
Okay. But is Bill O'Brien? We had AJ Hoffman from 97.5 The Blitz here the other day, and he said exactly what needs to be said about Bill O'Brien. He said Bill O'Brien is a moron. Do you agree with that? Yes or no? You don't have to explain yourself, but I'm stressing over this, man.
I believe he can make smarter decisions.
Okay. Fair enough.
He can make smarter decisions.
You're still not gonna throw him under the bus. Okay, I got it.
Can you name one?
It's tough.
The Hopkins trade.
Yeah, man. But hey, man. Hey, going from Houston to New York to Toronto. I mean, you're all over the
I know,
states now, man. It's crazy.
It's crazy traveling.
Now let me ask you this: who's friendlier? Because now I'm not gonna say overall U.S. people, but are Texas people or is Toronto people? Who are the friendlier people? Because every time I go to Canada, man, it feels like everybody's my family, man. Everybody just says hi to you. What's up? Yes, sir. I'll get out of your way.
I've heard they're really nice people, but Texas, it's more Southern hospitality. You know, it's different. It's a different type of, nice.
Do you miss Whataburger when you go to Florida?
Oh my goodness, yes. Oh my
I think everybody
goodness,
does.
yes. That's the first place I stop. There's one in Jupiter, but it's not that good.
Yeah, no. I think
So
Mark Brunell used to own that one, the quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
yeah.
Yeah, he set up to open up a lot of Whataburgers over there. I don't know what happened, but that one's still there. So,
Well,
yes.
yeah, it's not that good.
Yeah,
That's
no.
like the first thing I get when I come back.
can't
Hey,
go wrong with water.
hey, Sim, I got a question for you, man. This is Cody.
Okay.
Hey, what age did you kind of make the commitment to be a PO? Or did you?
I mean, I never really committed to be a PO. I was always a two-way athlete. I used my athleticism to my best potential, and I was a two-way guy. And I did it very well in high school. I believe I could have did it in the next level as well.
Nice. I was just trying to get a perspective for some of these parents, man. Could you give us kind of a layout, like at what age did you kind of realize that you had it? You had a potential to, like, oh man, it's time to start taking this serious and really start working.
Probably 16.
16. I think that's a great age. That's when a lot of kids really start developing, I think.
Exactly. I think 16. I was really like, okay, let's get to it.
All right, so I'm a pretty avid baseball fan, and I'm an instructor as well. What about reps? What kind of reps were you taking on a daily basis? We got a lot of parents and a lot of people that like to pass this good info along. If you wouldn't mind sharing, what kind of reps were you taking on a daily basis?
In spring training?
Just no, I'm talking about when you were a youth, man. When you were from 7th, 8th, 9th grade, when you started taking it serious at 16.
Youth was crazy. I was always at practice, hitting in the batting cages, always throwing. Had practices probably 2 times a week, tournaments on the weekends, travel ball when I was younger, select ball.
Do you ever remember of any coaches burning you out on any games?
Excuse me?
Do you ever remember any coaches like overworking you a little bit too much? I mean, it seems to be a common problem nowadays.
I mean, it can get to a problem. I do believe in rest. I do believe in breaks. I also figured that out in high school as well. When I took one fall off, and from there I started doing it, and I loved it. I was always doing year-round baseball, and I decided to take one fall off probably my freshman year in high school, and I started doing it from there.
Right on. I was talking to Junior earlier. I think this quarantine is probably one of the best things that could have happened to youth baseball.
Yes and no, but yeah, I agree. It really helps so we can get our sleeping routine back on right, like just worrying about ourselves and taking self-care in our families.
So I got one for you, man. We always hear about, kids that do well, end up getting drafted, playing the pros. You're blessed to do that. Were you always the best player on each team growing up, or were you like middle of the pack, then blossom towards the end, or were you just stud all the way your whole life?
I was always the leader. I was always the leader of the group.
That's why you were a pitcher.
Nice. And how did you like own that? Did you love being the leader?
I love it. I love it.
And
I owned it. I took pride in it. That's something I take pride in myself, is actually being a leader and speaking up and just showing by example. If I don't even have to just speak sometimes, just showing by example that we're doing what's right.
Nice.
okay, you're especially for our young pitchers that are tuning in and listening. What is one piece of advice that you would tell them in their youth careers for the guys that are pitching, man?
For pitchers, is just one, get a routine, and also throw with a purpose.
Can you describe that a little bit?
That's probably the biggest thing I could give.
There you go. You got it.
Yeah. Well, Sim, I tell you what, man, we don't want to take any more of your time, man. We want to thank you for giving us your time,
Thank
man.
you.
Once again, we're talking to Simeon Wood Richardson from the number 4 prospect in the Blue Jays organization, the number 61 prospect throughout baseball America. So, man, we're talking to a legit dude right here. We're talking to a dude.
Yeah.
We were talking to a dude. So, like I said, man, thanks for taking the time out today.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yo, man, and anytime, man. Of course, obviously, we're going to want to talk to you later on, if given the opportunity, man. So, hopefully you can, when all this stuff flies over, maybe you can come down to Pasadena, take the Beltway. Hell, I'll go pick you up. You can come over here, and you can sit in the studio with us and just chop it up with us, man. That sounds good?
Let's do it. Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
All right, my man. Well, thank you so much, man. So on behalf of the Wind Up, man, thank you for coming on, man. And once again, thanks to Frank the Tank Carranza. And, hey, Sim, thanks so much, man. Have a good one, all right?
No problem. You too.
Okay, thanks,
Stay
bro.
safe.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm assuming he bought a Lambo from Frank, or what do you do?
I don't know, man. That's an interesting story. Maybe Frank.
I
can
think
let
he
us
bought a
know.
Lambo from him.
He bought a Lambo for him?
Yeah, lamb.
Hey, man, I tell you what, I did not see him his senior year because I was traveling a lot, but his junior year at Kempner,
How big is he?
He's
he's
6'3".
like, he's big, man.
Yeah.
Yo, dude.
He said XL shirt. I was like, oh, he's a big dude.
Yeah, he's a big
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, I mean, he was throwing gas. He had
Hell
that
yeah.
12-6 curve. And, man, I didn't ask him about the changeup because I want to say he was working on the changeup. Because I don't think it
Yeah,
wasn't one of his best
when
pitches.
you throw
but,
that hard,
Yeah.
you're not taught that in high school.
Man, but dude, he was bringing it. And so every time, I made it a point that every time they played at Frankie Field, man, I would be there to watch him play. And so it was good.
Hey, speaking of changeups, did anybody see the Joe Kelly video? He was practicing the changeup at his house and broke the window.
I still can't believe they gave him that much money, bro.
Hey, it wasn't a ball though. It was obviously some type of thing to work on
It
to work
still
on the
don't
roads.
matter.
It looked like a hockey puck.
Maybe,
No,
yeah, but
dude,
it's the changeup. I
he
wouldn't
had
see how
a
a
big
hockey
old
puck's
net.
gonna be
He had a
productive,
big
but-
old net. You hadn't seen
Somebody
it?
said
Yeah.
he was in mid-season form.
Yeah. That's not good for the Dodgers, man. I'll tell you
I mean,
what.
he had that net about the size of this wall right here.
He
throws
did.
it over-
It was a big one too. It was.
Yo, how do you miss that,
And,
bro?
and he wasn't even that far.
Hey,
He wasn't even that far.
He was.
And he wasn't even throwing hard either.
It was whatever he was holding. I would like to know what it was. It was something that he was having to work on.
Oh
Something.
my God, that was terrible. But shout out
Man.
again to Frank the Tank, man.
Team 7 Grillers, baby.
Frank says he's an extra large as well.
Okay.
The difference in Mexican extra large and athlete extra large is totally different. About maybe 7-8 inches.
Well.
Because how tall is Frank?
I don't know, like 5'7".
He's Mexican, 5'6".
5'7",
5'7".
5'7", right there.
5'7".
Across the board, bro.
Man, I bet you if we pull out IDs, everybody is 5'7". You right.
I'm 5'10", bro, on my ID.
I'm just serious.
For real?
5'10" on my ID.
Man, I need to add like 3 inches to my ID.
He thought the
shit.
Brewers was gonna look at his ID.
Hey, I was 5'10" on that profile too. They must have looked at it, bro.
Oh,
Man,
that's so funny,
I
but
think that's something you just write in.
All right, 5'9", 5'9", 5'9".
5'9".
You
5'9".
do right in your driver's
it's
license.
like Bregman saying he 5'11".
5'10".
Bregman a little bit taller than me, man.
Hey, so let me ask you a question. If you're on the cusp of being drafted,
Yeah.
like Sim was, where would you be at on draft day? Because he was at
Show
Buffalo
Palace.
Wild Wings.
Junior would be at Show
No,
Palace.
Nah, he wouldn't be.
Nah,
He
come
wouldn't be
on,
able to.
man.
do
Y'all want to
so.
know where I be at?
Junior?
Y'all want to know where I be at?
Talking about
Let's
Junior.
Let's hear it. Let's get the crowd pumped up. You know where I'm gonna be at? I'm gonna be at Pluckers, baby, right here down. wait,
Pluckers.
Pluckers.
It's
Downtown
coming. It's
Pasadena?
coming down Beltway. It's
Hell
coming.
yeah. Well, if it was in my younger years, we would have had to go over there at I-10. But yeah, once it comes to Pasadena, man, I'm telling y'all,
Nice.
Jalen's draft party, Pluckers, baby. All Pasadena invited. Let's go. Brought to you by Frank the Tank Grillers.
I still think you'd
Okay.
be at Show Palace, Junior.
Nah, man.
Nah, Show Palace wouldn't let him in.
5'11".
They wouldn't let me in. I look
Not
too-
like that.
Frank
What's up,
says he's
Doug?
5'11", man. I don't know.
Oh
I'm gonna
man.
pull out the tape for that one. But hey, I appreciate that, Frank. And while I'm at it right here, anybody wants to buy one of these Make Select Baseball Gray shirts again, go ahead and support the Wind Up. $20, man. $25 with ship. Holla at us at $ the Wind Up. So you got one. You got one right behind me.
You're wearing
that
one.
that one's in the fall. That one does not come out to the fall, man. This one right here is the official spring shirt.
Okay.
So
Steve, when you gonna get one, Steve?
I don't know. I'm wearing Junior right now.
Yeah,
I'm
he's wearing the
I'm
game
wearing the
changer.
Game
dad,
This is
dude.
enough.
He's wearing the game changer. dad. But hey, man, I appreciate it. Hey, we talked to our special guest. Now we got our guest in studio, Mr. Cody Langham, man.
What's up, Junior?
What's up, baby? Hey, Let's talk about these grips I see on my table right here, man. Talk to us about the VUK Gripz,
The
man.
VUK Gripz, man. So, hey, this was a young cat, man. His name is RJ. He's man, these grips, man, I like them, man. It's supposedly what it's supposed to be. Here you go, Santos.
Oh, appreciate it.
And it's supposed to help you with not having to squeeze the bat so tight, man. It's a totally different material. Somebody actually described it best. It almost kind of feels like a pre-wrap. Like, like before the game we used to wrap our wrists, whatever it might be. It almost kind of feels like a pre-wrap. And the whole ideology behind it is it's supposed to be less having to actually grip for the bat for your grip. And now you're having more of a relaxed frame of mind when I'm hitting.
Yeah, man, it's a good grip. We put some on Jalen's bats the other day. Fantastic grips, man. So how do we get these, man? Or what? How you get these grips,
man? We can order them you can order them at my facility. We can order them online. I actually have them on Mr. Larry Rodriguez's Big Swing.
Oh.
His website. We're going to be putting it up on there very shortly.
Okay.
But we can actually order them through Facebook, through however you want to do it. Social media. I have all forms of that as well as my facility.
And we're going to have to work something. We'll put it on the Wind Up page as well in our shop. So, man, so I appreciate you bringing us these grips, talking a little bit about it.
Maybe we need to make a deal with old Mr. Steve over here and put it on them bats.
Ooh. What's up, Steve? Is this off-air
we could talk
content?
about that.
What do you think? You like it, Steve?
Yeah, I do. But hold on.
I know you're real picky about things.
No. Hold on. I got a question. So how are they different than lizard skin? Because the reason why I ask is because everybody's going to ask.
For sure.
And so, I like it. No, you don't have to sell it. I just want them to, because I like it. So
no,
what is
honestly, it's the feel, man. I wish I actually would have bought one of my son's bats that I have it on. It's just a totally different feel, man. As a previous player, like it feels good. There's no slip. I don't feel like I have to squeeze the bat as hard to try to get the grip.
Okay.
And that's what I love about, because now I don't got to worry about having to be a little tense. Now I'm relaxed, and now I got a relaxed frame of mind. When I'm hitting, when I'm relaxed, when I can slow the game down in my mind, I'm going to be way more successful as a hitter.
Okay. What's the price point on these?
The price point, I sell them for.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I sell them for $15 a piece, or
Okay.
or two for $25.
Okay.
That's my price break, and I'll give them to you for $10 a piece if you get 10 or more.
Okay. Well, that's actually a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I agree. It's really good. And what they claim, Mr. RJ claims on his VUK Gripz, is that if you break your woody, you can take it off and re-good it. It has the good 3M. I'm not sure what the proper vernacular would be, but it has the adhesive of the 3M, and it's supposed to be you reuse it on a different bat if that bat goes out or whatever you want to do.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I
So
can
you're gonna be able to
vouch
re-stick it. Okay.
Yeah, I can vouch for the tape because I messed it up like 2 days ago really bad.
Yeah, you did.
Well,
and so Cody's like, I got you, and he fixed it.
Hey, but you know what? I'm glad you bring that up. Because if you don't know how to if you don't know how to put this on a bat, I'm sorry, then you can really mess it up.
Hey,
I'm not.
That's funny you said that, because I wish we would have kind of waited for Jalen's bat. We could have put it on right now. That would have been good. But
Yeah.
but there is actually instructions on the package. So if you
I
open it,
didn't read 'em.
Most people don't. So when you open it, look at the instruction. There is a way to do it. Definitely, what you don't want to do is you do not want to
Don't
separate
peel the whole tape off.
Don't peel the whole paper backing away from the tape. You want to do it inch by inch as you roll the bat on. I mean,
Hey,
Something so small, but it actually, I've seen some people mess it up.
You will totally mess it up if you undo the paper backing, for sure.
Man, if you tell me there's instructions on these, I've been putting them on wrong my whole life.
So what, with the bats when we
Oh,
give
there
them
you
the
go.
kids.
There you go. Give it to Uncle Steve real quick. Come
Hey,
on,
there you
Uncle
go.
Steve. Come on.
With,
Show us your swing real quick.
with dealing with the
Demonstration.
bats. We're dealing with the bats, so we get people, all types of people, right? And so they use whatever grip they're going to use, right? And it's always funny, dude, because if they don't know how to do it, man, it becomes a comedy show, man.
Hell
And so
yeah.
what happens is, usually it's me and about 2 or 3 guys, and we're looking at the player, and he's trying to put the grip on, man, and it becomes a comedy show, man.
Right.
Now we could help him out, but we're like, nah, we're gonna let him sweat for a little
sure.
while.
What do you think, man?
Now it feels good.
It does.
It feels good. I never use batting gloves, but it feels real good.
What you think, Santos?
Oh, I love it. I make all my clients. I show them all my clients. I grabbed his son's bat, and I show all my clients. And it was funny. One of my kids was swinging one time, and he was like, "Well, I like my lizard skin. I feel like I got good grip." And like 3 swings later, he throws it at the L screen. I'm like, "Dude, you need to go get that grip."
So how do you pronounce it? VUK?
VUK. It's an abbreviation of his last name. I think it's like Vukovic, I believe it is. So it's VUK. VUK Gripz. I mean, I like it, man. It's the next biggest thing.
I tell you, look, if you swing a C4 bat with a VUK grip, you hit it, you hit it 350. No doubt.
And if you use Larry's, 450.
Does Jalen have a bat with a lizard skin?
We took it off.
Do you have another one with a lizard skin?
No, unfortunately,
I don't need to hear. I don't like lizard skin.
Unfortunately, I sent in
Or the owner.
the Easton bat. What? Tell us
I
that
don't
story.
like
Tell wait. No, my story is nowhere
tell
as
the story.
entertaining.
It's the same there as Pujols and
Look,
other stories
Steve.
are-
Look, man, we BS about the Hall of Fame, but there's a couple stories that are like locked secrets. Like one of these days when Steve gets older, there'll be like 30 for 30s, bro. One of them is gonna be like,
Rendon?
what the hell, Rendon?
Rendon. I want to
Pujols.
hear that one.
Pujols and the guy from
Lizard
Lizard
Skin.
Skin.
Steve, can I ask you a question, brother?
Yeah.
Let me tap into this C4 market. So what do you personally think about the split maple versus a saw cut maple?
I like split maple. It's a lot harder, more
Okay.
durable.
What do you think about?
That's what MLB uses. So
Right. What do you think about people saying they would rather have something that's cut from a saw more straight or more versus hand split?
No, I don't believe it. I
Okay.
don't believe it. But that's just my personal opinion.
Right.
I mean, if you're talking about the major bat companies, they're going to use hand split maple. I mean,
Okay.
that's the top of the line right there.
Right. And is maple one of the only types of wood varieties that you offer? Do you offer birch or ash?
No, we offer birch and ash.
Okay.
I mean, I like birch because this is just me. If you buy a birch bat and you live in the state of Texas, the humidity is gonna help that bat out long term.
Okay.
Okay. And so you're going to get a very, very hard bat.
Right.
In my opinion, it could be just as hard, if not harder, than maple. But you got to treat it right. You got to keep it inside your house. You know, all these kids buy all these bats, whether it's from us or somebody else. Man, they throw them in their bag, leave them in the garage, leave them in the car. Man, that wood gets hard. Man, it gets brittle. It can break easy. So, you know, but that's just my personal opinion. I like birch, but we sell a lot of maple. And, you know, because maple, I mean, it's out there as far as maple bats are concerned. Right. Ash used to be the big hitter. You know, you got a lot of people a lot of pros that will hit ash in batting practice. And then when the game starts, they convert over to maple.
Okay.
And so it all depends. I like ash too. I mean, it's your personal preference. I like birch.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what I like.
Man, so what's up, Steve? When is the C4 metal or composite bat coming out?
that's not happening.
Because if it comes out, we only want that on the drop 5, bro.
And the drop
Because
5?
if you're not swinging drop 5 by 11, man, something wrong with you.
Hey, actually, let's tap into that.
Let's talk
tap
into it. That's
that
why I'm
because
bringing it
I
up.
would love to tap into.
All right, let's go, Cody. What you got? What you think? Should 11U kids be swinging drop 10s?
I think you should challenge your child as much as you possibly could.
Man, come on, man. The NIT, bro.
11U, 11U, 12U, you should be swinging a drop 5 and 12U. Period. Why give yourself? Why wait till 8th grade to start swinging a drop 3? You need to start swinging a drop 5 in 12U. 13 and 14, you need to be straight drop 3. You got a son that's a beast. He needs to be swinging a drop 3 as early as possible. And that's just how I feel. I would rather give my son 2 to 3 years, or my child, my student, whatever it might be. I would rather give him 2 to 3 years to learn how to turn on a fastball with a drop 3 bat.
Now let me ask you a question, because I see a lot of kids using the drop 5 and can't hit.
So you mean can't hit because they can't get the barrel around, or can't hit because they can't hit?
Well, they just can't hit. Okay, so let's take the technical stuff out of it. Okay, they just can't hit.
Okay. And then Pops is trying to jump them up.
Yeah, exactly. So then what happens there? Because I'm kind of with everything you just said, but then when you see them in a game or you see them at practice, man, sometimes they just can't. They just,
no bat speed, barrel lag.
They just can't. And so,
well,
you know,
I mean,
and we see that every Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
but that's borderline too, because like, I mean, what happens if you really, like you said, you can swing this drop 5, drop 3, but you have to swing it because of your age. You're screwed. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You're screwed, right?
So it's like who's the coach that we had on last night for the check down? HBU?
Yes.
Yeah.
What did he say about recruiting?
He said, if you're 5 foot nothing, you're not recruited.
You're not gonna,
Is that one
You
that-
don't meet
that-
the eye test. That's a fact. But that's
Yeah.
all sports, though.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's why I teach my kids, man, you need to be over there. It's an eye test.
Yeah.
While you're warming up, there's somebody watching.
Yeah.
You need to take your warm up
Body
serious.
language.
Body language is
Telling you.
actually so important, and that's honestly one of the things that these youths needs to tap into. I wish coaches would preach on it. I wish coaches would speak with passion when they coach and talk about the things that people look for, because that's what they see. When I come to a baseball field, I'm looking and I can instantly tell, hey, that kid right there, that kid has potential, and I can say, and that's what it is. It's body language.
I agree with that. I think the players buy into that. I don't think the parents do.
Never. The parent isn't if they haven't been through it.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
That's the problem. Yeah,
And
that's the
honestly,
problem.
and I hate to say this, but I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of these coaches out here, they're a dad with a good heart. They don't know the game, and that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
They don't know the ins and outs of the games because they've never experienced that. I played this game for 24 years. I can tell you almost every different scenario there is. And if you didn't do that, you can't preach and you can't harp upon those things, those experiences, the grind that we go through during the off season. That's a totally different thing. And
Oh, wait. We don't mean to cut you off, but we have a special guest. Come on, man.
That's Mike right there.
Come on, man. Frank the Tank, Team 7 Grillers
Sponsor.
in the building. It's a party. It's a celebration. Let them know, Frank.
You say that, he
Come
comes
on,
in all
it's
low
Thirsty
key.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Right there.
Okay.
Hello up, Frankie.
He comes in all low key.
What up, fellas?
Hey, it's off.
Mike off.
Say it again, Frank.
What up, fellas?
Hey.
Hey, so for the people that forgot, Frank was one of our first guests, like on the second show or
Yes,
the
he
second.
I don't remember that night.
Thank God we deleted it too. Yeah.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah, that night was a little confusing.
Yeah, but it was a good night though. It was a good night. But I agree with what you're saying on that. I just if you can't swing that drop 5, then don't swing it. I mean, I think it's going to do more. Because I had this conversation today about, and we were talking about, and I can't remember the year, but we were talking about the Black Magic, the Eastern Black Magic.
Okay.
I don't know whoever remembers that.
It's like
So, dude, that was a -5. That was a drop 5. In college and high school, kids were using that back in the day. That's the reason why it got outlawed, and they went to the BB Corps after the College World Series when LSU put, I think it was like 19-5 or something. I think they beat Miami. I want to say it was Miami. I could be wrong in that. But anyway, so you have that bat, and imagine if high school and colleges were using that type of bat today. I mean, drop 3, drop 4, drop 5. I mean, that bat was lethal, man. I still got one at home, and I got a fungo.
It is. It's a dangerous sport, and I'm glad they went to BB Corps because those BESR bats, those bats were hot.
Yeah.
Especially the D Nasties, man. Those things were. Oh, I mean, you're talking about missiles,
Yeah.
and it's a good thing. It
Yeah.
really is, man.
Yeah, and going back to your point and what Sim talked about too, I don't think we emphasize the mental game of baseball enough, and I'm glad Beth brought that up, because one of the things that people don't understand is that when they get in, when they become a high school freshman, okay, they're gonna have to run. Okay, select baseball teams do not run. I'm sorry, they're out
We
of
do.
shape.
We do.
No, y'all don't run. I'm telling you. You can say y'all run, y'all don't run, because when they get to high school, trust me, every kid is throwing up because they have not run. Okay.
Triangles, baby.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this. I'm gonna be blunt with everybody right now. When I got into high school, my freshman year at Deer Park High School, I remember vividly one day running 15 triangles in a row, and every single one of them was timed. I'm talking about 65 to 60 seconds around the
Yeah.
triangle, and you better get there. And I remember 2 or 3 stud athletes straight up getting up and walking off because saying, "Hey, this ain't track. I'm out of here." And you know what? And at the time, I didn't realize, but now as a man, I'm realizing that's what that coach wanted you to do. He
Yeah.
wanted you to
Make
quit.
his job easier.
If you can quit on me, you ain't gonna make it. You ain't got the heart to be in my lineup, and that's what I love about it.
Hey, Cody, whenever I didn't show up to practice, what did you text me one time? Tell Steve what you texted me.
What was it? I'm
Where,
sorry.
where was I? I forgot where I was at.
Stop chugging beers.
No, I forget where I was at. And Junior and Brian had my team running. What did you say?
Cody saw that. It was a massacre, dude.
My comment was, when's the boxing match? Because this was all that was happening.
An hour and a half of straight running.
Straight conditioning, straight down. But you know what, Steve? I can comment to that. You're right. I don't. My kids don't run as much as a high school program, but I
Neither
can
do
tell you
ours.
this. But at every single practice that I run on a field practice, my kids run 4 to 5 triangles at the end of every single practice, and that is what I want to see. What you got when you're dog tired. That's going to show me heart, and that's what I want to see. Because that's the one things we can't give our kids. I can't give you heart. I can give you every single thing. I can teach you how to drop bombs, throw. I can give you the mechanics, but I can't give you heart.
Yeah, and that's one of my things. Yeah, I'm sorry, Robert, you got it right. The C-Corps. That's one of the things. I mean, it's big because when you're going from when you're 13, 14, you're going to be that freshman in high school. Okay, so you're going to have to run. I mean, you're going to have to run. Then also your arm's going to have to be conditioned because you go from practicing, let's just say 2 times a week. We're just going to say 2 times a week. Now you're practicing every day.
Yep.
And so your arm has to be ready for when you start practicing. And so now you're out of shape. Your arm hurts. What are you going to do?
What you gonna do?
So this is where I'm talking about the mental part of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, you still want to play, right? So what do? You suck it up, or I mean,
you have to, man.
well, I'm just saying. I don't think we get kids ready for that big of a jump. Going
We
into
know
high
another
school.
thing we don't get kids ready for is riding that pine, and that's a big thing. When we get to that stage, everybody's good.
Right.
Everybody works, and when you ride that pine, what kind of teammate are you? And that's what a real coach wants to see. Are you going to be the kid that's down and out because you're riding the pine, or are you going to be the kid that's up on the front of the bench, cheering on your teammates?
Yeah, but then also, Cody, to be quite honest, when we're talking about getting kids ready, where we don't get kids ready at either is the jump that they have to make from middle school to high school in academics. Because here's the deal. If you BS that first freshman year in high school and you come out with a shitty GPA, good luck the next 3 years trying to pick that sucker up.
Hey, I heard
much
about
easier to
that.
drop it.
Did
Yeah,
you?
yesterday on
Who sent me
checkout.
that? Yes.
He said that yesterday?
Yes, he
Oh,
said about
okay.
the check down. He said
No, it happens, dude. I know players right now.
I agree.
I know players right now.
I've been through that.
I know players right now in college, in limbo right now, because they went to a 4-year school, okay, and their first year, I'm not gonna say they screwed off, but they didn't do what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, it was E.J. Whitley is the one that said it.
And then the second year, maybe just a little bit better, but then
still
now,
gotta-
Too late.
okay, hold on. So now you want to transfer. Guess what? That GPA ain't gonna let you.
And a few of them courses ain't gonna transfer.
Exactly. So that example was from a college player, but it also happens in high school too because you start off 1.8,
Yep.
2.0, and then what's the qualification to get to college now? I don't even know what it is.
2.0.
Couldn't tell you.
Okay,
3.0?
this is for argument's sake, just say 3.0. Man, good luck, dude. If you're 1.8 and you're trying to get up to 3.1, 3.2, and you're an average student, not gonna happen, buddy. So we need to make sure that these kids are actually better and ready when they get to the 9th grade, because when the 9th grade comes, that's when it all starts. Did he say that yesterday? I didn't
Yeah,
listen
E.J.
to that.
Whitley said that.
Okay. That guy was good though.
Yeah, tune into the check down,
So
man.
put all of it on 9th grade because if you get a good GPA past the 9th grade, it's easier to
So that
if you go down, it's easier to go up later.
Yeah.
But if you start low and you go up,
Yeah,
it's
it's
harder.
That's tough too. So,
So-
I think that's also another thing that we need to address because, man, listen, man, I play with a lot of good players, and I was pretty good myself, but I saw a lot of kids better than me that could not make it because they could not pass.
Yep.
And those kids or those men now just go to the wayside, and you never hear about them, man, because they could not make the grade, and who knows what happens to them afterwards. I mean, a lot of them become productive citizens. I mean, if you don't play, you don't play. That's not the end of the world. Right. But what could have been, I mean, hell, I play with a lot of guys that were better than me that,
The best baseball players in the world, we've never heard of them.
yeah,
They didn't make it. They either got caught up chasing girls,
yeah,
grades, whatever it might have been.
yeah.
So let's talk about best baseball player, because I saw this conversation going on today too. Would Babe Ruth be the legend he is if he would have played in today's game?
No.
Dude,
because-
he took like
Can't say
3
that.
steps to hit
Yeah,
a ball.
yeah,
He did.
It's different though.
He'll
It's different though.
be a hell of a softball player, man. I know a couple of teams.
Hey,
No?
No, he can still hit, man. He got to realize he came into the game as a dual threat. He was pitching and hitting.
But
And
how
don't get
hard
me wrong,
was
the
he
velocity wasn't there. The velocity wasn't there, but he can still hit, bro.
You think he was throwing 90?
I guarantee he was throwing every bit of mid to upper 80s, and that's been proven in this game that that's all you need. You hit locations, that's all you need. You can't say Mr. George Herman
But you
would
think
not have been successful in today's game. That man was a legend. He's an icon. When you talk about the best baseball player of all time, he is the first damn name that comes in your mind, and I guarantee. And if anybody says not,
Barry
they're a
Bonds.
liar, bro. No, you're wrong.
Barry Bonds.
You've been influenced by society over the years, bro.
Javier-
Because
Javier Baez?
no chance, bro. When you
Frank
talk about
Thomas.
baseball, the first one you talk about is Babe Ruth.
Frank Thomas.
Period.
Frank Thomas.
Don't get me wrong, that man, the
Depending on
the
the
Big
era.
Hurt was a beast.
Frank
but
Thomas has better numbers than Trout.
I'm not talking about numbers, bro. We're talking about legends,
You
icons.
saw that on ESPN.
I did see that. I did see that.
Because I saw it
did
too,
see it.
and I was about to say it. But you know who's the better out of both of them? Straight up.
Don't say
no
Javi
cap.
Baez.
No cap, bro.
Cool.
Who?
Correa.
Here it goes.
Correa.
Here it goes.
Correa.
Here it goes.
Well, hurry up, dude.
Lindor.
Carlos Correa, baby. Yes. Why? Because he posted with our sponsor, hit it, Issa Cookies. Who saw that picture from Carlos
I did
Correa?
see it.
Easter Sunday laying down, got the little shorts, got the Louis on, eating an Issa Cookie. You can't beat that, bro. Nah, no,
So, so you still want him to get traded?
hell no, that's my shortstop, man.
Oh, no. He wasn't the shortstop
I
last year.
I tell you what though, man. We are gonna get Javier Baez on this show because
So-
we're breaking news here on this show right now.
Who-
Hit it. Javier Baez will sign to C4 Bats before the end of 2022. Book my words.
So
Okay.
if y'all ever get
Okay.
Correa, if y'all get Correa on the show, would you tell him you wanted him to get traded?
Hell yeah. I DM'd his dad on Facebook and told him that.
No. That's different. Would you tell him?
Would you tell him
Look,
on
we-
the show,
look.
No.
standing across from you?
Look, man.
Wow.
Look,
Dude's
look.
6'5".
Man, let me tell you-
Junior's 5'7".
Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Me and Carlos Correa are cool now, man.
Are y'all?
He's cool, man.
Have
Me
you
and
met
cool.
him?
I met him, bro. We FaceTimed the other day. So
Didn't y'all have his picture with the dolphin on your profile?
yeah, I had the picture of him and the dolphin in my background. Man, me and Carlos Correa are cool. I feel comfortable with telling him that because hey, he was pretty. 2018 it was not a good year for him, man.
Who's the best player in the game right now?
Best player in the game right now, you have to go, Mikey.
Who?
Who?
Mikey.
Mikey.
Steve,
Mike
who
Trout.
you got, man? Who's the best player in the
Mike
game
Trout.
right now? 2020. Who you got, Steve-O?
Mike Trout.
Nah.
I'm not even going
It
to deny
ain't,
that.
it ain't Trout.
Who? Man,
Come on.
I like Altuve.
Altuve, the best player in the game?
For me, yeah.
Steve-O.
Yeah, for
You
me,
let me
yeah.
down there.
For me.
Javier Baez is the best player in the game.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
I'm
Hell yeah, I
taking-
wanted to say that.
Now
bro.
you're letting me down.
I'm
No.
taking Yelich or Mookie Betts.
All the way-
All around?
All around, bro?
All
Nah,
around?
I'm agree with him, though.
Yelich or
But
Mookie
for the
Betts.
sake of this argument, hell no.
Wait,
We're
so
going
you,
Mike Trout. for
wait,
me.
so you
I'm
think
going-
he's a better hitter than Mookie Betts?
Without a
yeah.
doubt.
No, he's not.
Mookie Betts
we
is tall
talking
as
to?
me, bro.
How about Javi Baez?
Oh,
Javi Baez
no.
better than
I'm not
Mookie Betts?
I'm not a big Javi Baez fan, so anything I say
Better
is gonna
than
be-
Mookie Betts? How many MVPs does Javi Baez have?
Okay, look, right now.
Coming, man.
I'll say Yelich.
Let's come and win.
But I
Yelich.
like Altuve. But
He's
I'm
never
say
going to
Yelich.
win over Yelich. He's never going to win national
He's got
MVP
Yelich
over
too.
Yelich.
He's got that's who.
I
That's
like
his.
Bellinger,
That's his
too.
battle.
I like
He has
Bellinger,
never
too.
beat him, so how is he the best player in the game right now?
That's just.
All right,
that's
go
his
ahead.
That's his-
Flood,
that's his
flood,
opinion,
flood
that's
the
fine.
comments.
And Cubs are going downhill right now.
Flood the comments right here. You get 3 choices.
Cubs are the
Who
Astros.
is
this
Yelich
year.
is my number 2, without a doubt, Kevin.
Who's the best player in the game right now? Hit flood the comments. I'm gonna count votes right here on this paper. You get Baez, Trout, Yelich. Hit the votes right now with the comments.
So
Kevin
not-
Brown says Yelich.
Not even Mookie Betts, last year's
What up,
AL
Kevin?
MVP?
You got a pretty good
Yeah,
squad, man.
I like. I'm with
Mookie?
you. Yeah.
No,
I like Bellinger.
He ain't
too. I
getting
like
no-
Bellinger before
Bellinger,
Baez,
yes.
Bellinger's a one-hit wonder, bro.
and Baez isn't.
Oh, no.
What
look,
has
not.
Baez
Look,
done?
look.
Javi is
Look, look.
the
Baez
is
ain't
the
even the
definition
best
of
player on his
suavemente.
team.
I'm just gonna say this right here about Javier Baez.
He's not even the best player on his own team.
He's a World
Ouch.
Series champ.
Ooh,
He hit
There
he
you go.
hit a home run in Game 7 of the World Series.
Okay.
He's been getting better, and if he
But who
wanted to, he
closed
could
the
play
game?
any position.
How many games did
Ben Zobrist won that game for them.
okay. So you didn't even know who Javi Baez was at that time.
Yeah, I did. I've always been a fan of him.
When Ben Drovers get the hit, is that what
Dude, I'm serious.
You didn't even know Baez at that time.
I am serious. He got called up 2015. I've been following him. Since
I
he
bet
got
you
called up.
Googled it, huh?
No, this is stuff that I follow.
Somebody
When I
told you, go
follow-
look at his
When I
stats.
follow players,
He
I
didn't
don't
do
have
that.
nothing written down. When I follow players, I follow them to the.
The
to
only
to the heart.
people that know when he came up are girls because they like the way he looks.
I also know when Carlos Correa came out.
Because he's with the
20
He was
Astros.
number 1 overall.
Yeah, but it's easy for me to remember that one because he came up in Jaden's birthday, June 8th, 2015. So shout out to Carlos Correa against the White Sox. I remember that one because we were sitting down like, hey, Jalen, it's your birthday. We going to Chuck E. Cheese. Nah, we watching this game, man. Carlos Correa is coming up. Who's Carlos Correa? Man, it's my shortstop.
For 2 years. And
For
then,
2 years and then-
And then you said, nah, he's not my
Nah,
shortstop.
man, when Carlos Correa just let that ball go in between his glove against the Royals, I was like, dude.
Got a lot of topspin though.
I had Baseball USA
nah,
dirt.
no
Lot of
excuses,
lot of
man.
times.
Baseball USA dirt.
No excuses, man.
Had Baseball USA dirt. It was the dirt, bro.
Okay, right here we got okay, so I'm counting the
Man, I'm
votes.
seeing a lot of Yelich.
Okay, so we got
Yelich.
okay, Trout.
Yelich is there, man.
Okay,
I just got a
Yelich,
thing for hobby, bro.
Trout, American League runner-up. Okay, we got Baez. Somebody said Bellinger. Okay, I'll put other right here.
Yeah.
Bellinger.
That's not another. That's
Well,
Bellinger.
Baez or Bregman.
Bellinger.
What? Country said Bergman.
Yeah,
Not allowed to vote,
Yelich.
Him too.
Keith,
Not allowed to vote.
Keith Fetter says Yelich swings drop 5, so that
Probably
counts as
does.
2.
Drop 5.
Robert Lopez again. Christian McCaffrey.
That was yesterday, Robert.
that conversation's coming up. Christian McCaffrey. Baez is cute and what?
And a good player.
I'm not taking
Okay.
any Astros players till after this
Trout,
year.
best player in the game.
After this year.
After
Baez
this
or
year, I got to
Bregman?
see how they do without the whistles and trash cans.
Man, they're gonna do good.
Bregman,
Exactly.
Trout. Okay, here we go. Christian McCaffrey, Robert again. Okay, so now look, it's 3-3-3 between the top 3 horses and the others.
That's okay. Let 'em
That's
vote.
nice.
Y'all keep voting. I'm
Roll
gonna keep
with
counting.
Nice.
Javi. Hey man, well, he's on the cover of MLB The Show 20.
That
Brian,
don't,
real
that don't
quick.
mean that don't mean that's why. That's
Who's
why.
that?
That's not why I believe he's
Who's the best player in the game, Brian? Real quick. Mike Trout. Okay, he said Mikey too.
Nah.
Okay, Bragg. Oh man,
Not
Bragg
Mike
getting a lot of love right now, man.
Yeah, he's from
Brady.
Houston. For
Man,
sure.
look, don't expect
He
the
ain't
big
the
year
best,
from
though.
Bregman. He just got
Huh?
married, bro. No
Oh, yeah, he's-
sir.
Ouch! Get the broad out of
He's
your
done.
head, meat.
No
He's,
sir.
Hey, Robert Lopez with Bellinger. Put that down there.
Bellinger.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, I got you, man.
And he's
The,
good-
hey,
and
the,
he's
the
good in the
field
video
is
game,
winning
too.
right now. The field is winning, so keep
Who's
keep
on the
coming.
field?
The field is like
No, I know who the
Bellinger,
field is, but
Mookie,
what are
Bregman.
your 3?
Uh,
Yelich.
yeah, Yelich, Baez, Trout.
Soto?
Okay, yeah,
No
Soto.
Soto?
Soto. He's 21.
I forgot about
like
that.
Oh man.
Good job, Bad. nice
Okay,
goal. Bad.
like
Sam, Baez. There we go, Doug.
Yes.
That,
Hey,
Bias
Soto,
is there, bro.
Soto counts for 21.
Yelich. Oscarin says Yelich.
Hey,
okay.
so
Yelich Trout bet.
so
Trout.
listen.
Oh.
This is what we need to do, dude. We need to go to Miami when the World Baseball Classic comes
Okay.
out. Because that shit's pretty good, man.
Man, it was exciting a couple years ago, man.
Yeah, well,
You see that DR team
yeah, hell, we had a couple
on
players
paper?
on
No,
there.
the one for 2021 on paper.
No, I have not seen it. I have not seen it. But here's the deal, though.
It's not even fair, bro.
Nah,
That's what they said. That's what they said
Yeah,
4 years
but-
ago, bro.
Nah, but ain't nobody beating USA, baby.
nah. If USA takes all their players that they should take, then
But that's the
nobody.
thing.
beating
They
them.
don't.
Yeah, but it's just like the Olympics.
Exactly.
But
I
why?
mean-
Why is that, man?
Okay,
I
so
don't care, bro.
you're getting
I know your millions.
250 million from the Dodgers,
Why
and you're
risk
playing
it?
for free over here. You're not that dumb. You're not going to do it.
Exactly.
I'm just sorry. I'm just,
Mm-hmm.
and so that I mean that comes into play, dude. I mean, and what they're in spring training, what less, right? During the World Baseball Classic, and then they got to go
Like
in
a
and
week,
start playing.
like
like
that.
a week less.
Yeah, is it only a week? I thought it was more
It's
than
only
that.
a week.
Okay,
Man, and they were
Yeah.
supposed to play this year too, huh? Got pushed back.
no,
With the
No,
2021.
Next year, yeah.
yeah. So next year we need to go.
Let's go.
But you know what? That'll be in what, January?
Yeah.
Oh man, even better.
I'm ready.
Hey, but you
baby.
know what's better? You know what's better than the World Baseball Classic is the Caribbean World Series.
Yes.
I heard about that.
Okay, but
You're the one that told me.
but yeah, it's got to be in Mexico or in the DR. Those are the only two places. I've been to the one in Puerto Rico. It was okay. There's nothing like the Caribbean World Series in Mexico. Man, it's awesome. They have it where they're playing in where they played last year, or
Where in PR?
no in Mexico.
Oh,
It was in the West. Shit.
It's,
Tijuana?
Was it no? Was it Hermosillo? No. Where the hell was it at? I'm gonna find out where it's at.
Did you just say Hermosillo?
No,
Hermosillo.
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 Oh, I was about to say. Oh,
Jalisco
about that heart
or
attack over
The new one.
no?
Man, I'm gonna find it, dude. But that's the one you got
It's
to
where
go
the
to.
Tomateros are playing.
Exactly.
I can't think of the name.
Wherever they play, the new field.
Tomateros.
Yeah, dude. If we can go there for the Caribbean,
Mazatlan,
no, it's not.
No.
Sinaloa.
It's close
A
there.
little lower.
Yeah, it's close. It's in the west. It's in the west. It's in the Pacific.
All right,
So
fellas.
we need to go there, dude.
Can I
Let's
stir
go.
the pot a little bit?
Go ahead, stir it up.
Let's stir it up. You
Stir
ready?
it up. Go ahead, stir it up.
What about? Let's talk about these parents that call pitches outside the fence. That's what I'm talking about. You know, the coach is sitting there giving his signs. I mean, you're talking about 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old game, and you call a curveball, and the parents sitting there stealing curveball. What you think about that, Junior?
Me personally, man, look, screw it, dude. Screw it. They want to do that. That's where us as coaches, we got to do a better job in teaching our kids multiple signs. But at the same time, it's hard. So I'm on the fence on that, man.
What about you, Steve?
Tell me again. I was looking for we found the stadium.
How do you feel about parents taking signs and calling out signs throughout the fence? You call a breaking ball, everybody, curveball's coming.
I don't like it because they did that to us at the Elite. I forgot what team it was.
It happens. It's baseball.
Yeah,
it happens.
But they actually we messed. They had our signs and then we switched them a little bit too late. But I'm with Junior too. You can't just throw one out there. Right. You know, you just can't throw
Santos.
two.
Well, you got to have a sequence. But I'm talking about
The parents.
Yeah, like come on, man. At some point, what are you doing? Like, my take is let that young man work the at bat.
Yeah.
Let him figure out that spin, the spin on the baseball. Like, why help?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm with you.
You know,
I'm with you.
But you know, a lot of the coaches they don't care. Like I've actually had a conversation with the coach on the field. He's like, oh man, that guy's gonna do what he's got to do. Like when at some point are you gonna take accountability for that? Like because Steve, like I know what happens. What happens at 14 and 15? When someone out there calling out pitches, what happens? You get dome piece. You get one right in your numbers. That's what happened. I would never promote that at a younger age, but that's what happens in the game.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
You know. Why are we promoting that now? It's become a norm. It's an acceptable feature of the game now, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
And I can't stand when a parent has the audacity to sit back there behind and just because you read the coach's signs, why? Let the kid work the at bat.
But there's two types of parents that do that. The real quiet guy that got the Oakleys on and the hat and he's just posted up, and then you got the loud guy. Which one do you hate the most? The quiet guy that's just sneaky picking everything up, or the one that's loud like, hey, curveball coming, come on.
Honestly, the way I've handled it, I saw it happening in the game, and I literally, and this is when we were 10U, and I hadn't even had face signs or anything. We were just literally, like Steve said, we were 1 and 2, and I literally held my hand up 1, 2, and I let everybody see like this. I wasn't nowhere between my legs. And then eventually, when we graduated, when we get into 11U, I went to face signs, but we didn't have to worry about this. But for the coaches that are just starting the game off and you don't know how to really call signs, and you're just throwing down a 1 or 2, and there's a kid back there that's 10U, he's just now learning how to hit a curveball. Poppy's back there with the camera. Watch the curveball's coming, because he saw 2 come down. Like, let your kid lurk the at bat, like, you know.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that one, man. I'm with you on that one. What do you think, Junior?
Me, I've seen it. We saw it last.
Oh, you see it all the
year.
time. I mean, if you try finding
it's
it, you'll
tough,
find it.
man. Because look, I'm on the fence with that. Same thing with the Astros getting caught and everything. I'm on the fence. You got to do a better job, but at the same time, better job changing your signs, doing something different. But at the same time, they are kids. You know, but then at the same time, I mean, how bad you want that berth, bro? You know, like how bad you want to go to Florida? You know, and then you got pressure from the parents. You always got that one parent that always comes to the fence. Hey, wait, they're throwing curveball. Wait, curveball.
Yeah.
They got a nice curveball. You know,
Who you talking about? Who you talking about?
I'm just saying in general. Like,
I feel like you're describing somebody.
He is describing somebody.
You're definitely
Yes.
describing somebody.
No.
Because I'm
He
right
even
there.
had his voice.
You sure?
voice,
Even the
Yeah.
voice, bro.
The
You made the
voice, he gave it
voice.
away.
okay, y'all just gonna call me out like that? All right, well,
Hey,
I mean,
he's not watching you, all right?
I mean, way to stir the pot, Santos. But you know, like,
Just because he wasn't at Santos' drive-by today.
oh man, this is bad.
Santos
This is
is
real
mad.
bad. But going back to it, man, you know, you always got that 1 or 2 parents or mom and dad that always comes up and just like, you know, says random stuff, man. Like, hey, watch this, watch that, blah blah blah.
Do
Me
you listen to
personally,
him, Junior?
Nah, I don't. I never. That's never been my MO. But I will say this though.
How many times you coached him?
What are you talking about?
You said it's never been your MO. So that guy, you coached him
No,
multiple
I'm not
years?
calling out anybody
Oh,
in
okay,
particular.
okay.
I'm just look. I'm not calling nobody.
Santos
out.
wants you to call
He
somebody.
wants me to call him out. So I'm gonna turn the table around and say, why don't you call him out, bro?
I'm not the one talking.
I mean, I'm answering Steve's question. You know what I'm saying? But what
I've seen it on many occasions where he told you to scoot somebody back and you scooted them back.
Oh, really?
Just saying.
Oh, okay. Frank the
look,
Tank.
look, at this time, the show has concluded.
I would listen to
You guys
Santos.
can't come on the show talking shit, bro. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Bro,
I'm
that's what I
answering-
do.
I'm a sponsor. I can do whatever I want.
Cha-ching. He is a sponsor on there. But hey, no BS. We're not capping on anybody. But I'm just saying in general, like, you know, you always get that one or two parents that always like they're ahead of the game and they always, you know, come. They try to guide. Well, not necessarily guide, but it's just kind of like, I don't know, man. Like, that's where I'm on the fence about it. Like, you as a coach, you kind of like, you gotta make your move, pick what card you're gonna flip. But then at the same time, it's kind of like, I mean, we saw it at the elite. I mean, he knows who I'm talking about. I'm not gonna call that team out. I can't call that team out. But I mean, they're over there sitting down like, fastball coming. Hey, let's go, Dad. Curveball's coming. Hey, let's go, kid. You know, mixing it up like that. And that's the first time I saw it. I mean, the dad literally sitting behind the fence like this, like
It happens, bro. It's
talking mess to the other people, and I'm like,
part of the game.
okay, like
Sad.
10U Elite World Series going down, like, you know, like that's. Just, I mean, look, it's just pick your poison, man.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's
Steve, how you feel
is what
about
it
people
is.
running the score up when they're up 10, 11-0?
me personally.
I mean, there's obviously the unwritten rules of the game, but a lot of
mean-
people seem like they don't respect it no more.
Okay. My issue with that is this. I don't have a problem with it. Okay, so if you're playing this game long enough, the score's gonna get run up on you.
For sure.
Whether it's by accident, so to speak, or it just happens. But I don't have a problem with it. I mean, just keep on going. I mean,
You talking about 15-0? You don't got a problem with that man still in third?
I don't.
What?
I don't.
on a pass
I-
ball?
I tell you
On a
what,
pass ball?
I don't.
What?
On a pass ball?
I don't have a problem with it.
Still in third base with
I
a
don't-
runner
I don't
on a
have
pass ball?
problem.
15-0?
I don't have a
20
problem
to
with it.
nothing?
I don't have a problem with it.
Ouch.
Let's
Because
just-
well, hold on.
wait.
Hold on.
That's deep, bro.
No, I don't have a problem with it because here's the deal. Now, we don't do it, but I don't have a problem with it because here's the deal. At some point in time, you still have to play. We tell our kids to play. So now you're up by 10. Now you got to stop playing. Okay, so now we stop playing, and then the other team gets on a run. And then
I get it.
And then before you know it, it's 8-10.
I get it, but
12 to 15.
there's a point in time where you got to realize this team is not on our caliber. We're out.
Well-
they're clearly outmatched. Why am I sending my? You
But
don't, you don't
sometimes-
do it, man. You
I
don't
do
do
it.
it.
Sometimes
I
the
do.
kid do
What
it
happened?
wrong.
What happens when we're in high school? What happens, Steve?
Well, that doesn't really happen in high school, though.
What?
It doesn't happen a lot in high school.
It doesn't happen. Why? Why doesn't it happen?
Because the
it's
competition's a little bit better.
and people get run ruled in high school. But why?
Yeah, you
Did,
get
why
high
but
school.
why don't you see that? Because there's a more respect for the game, and that's why.
Yeah, you'll see. Okay, you'll see that less in high school, but in to your point in select, you'll see it a lot, but you won't see it that much.
I mean,
but at
it-
some point in time, dude, you still gotta play.
You gotta play. You gotta play without it. You gotta
You
play.
know, I mean, so the kid. So, do you have a problem if the starters are still in, or if the bench players are putting up the runs?
And honestly, at that point, it doesn't matter who's putting up the runs. When you're
Well, no,
mollywopping me
I think it
15,
does,
20
though.
to nothing, you don't need to be taking an extra bag. You need to move station to station when you're forced to move station to station.
Okay.
Period.
What-
If you're winning 15, 20 plus to nothing, whatever, you need to tell your kid, go up there left-handed. Why? what are you accomplishing?
Okay, so if he goes up there left-handed, still gets a base hit, then what happens?
Then you say kudos, bro. I appreciate the respect for you trying to help me out. I don't want you to help me to the point where you give me outs, but you're telling
That's
what point is it when you're 20 to nothing? What fun is that? What are you
No,
teaching
there is no
these-
fun. There is no fun. But at the same token, like I said, the reason why I don't have a problem with it is because you still got to play. You can't
I
shut
love
down.
it. I love it. You
can't-
gotta play.
can't-
You
can't
gotta
shut
grind
down.
it out. Take that L on the chin like a man. But,
Hey,
but
man.
at some point, when does it get degrading?
When it's 43-0.
I mean, but that's,
And then you get
but
fired.
it's already way too far at that point. We need to cut the cord right at 10, 12, 13, 14 to nothing. I mean, is stacking your runs allowed average on USSSA? Is it really that worth it on Saturday?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
was that
it's not. If
Yes.
you're that good, you're gonna prove yourself regardless.
Yes, we won both games on a Saturday and played at 8 a.m. Yes, we should have scored more freaking runs.
Hey, what if
You better earn that.
I'm
You
with-
earn that
I'm
$3
with you.
ring.
We should have put more
Win
damn
it.
runs.
Grind it through Sunday.
No,
Let me see them arms on Sunday.
8 a.m. at
Bro, what? Let's be
at the
real.
At the rack, no. My team is never gonna stop stealing. I've learned that the hard way.
Bro, you don't stop stealing on me at 15, 20 up. We got problems, bro. We're gonna.
Don't bring that team out there.
What about double A going to an open?
Double
There
A
you
going
go.
to open.
Yeah,
They
you
should've
know
known.
what you came into.
That's sulfur.
No.
So
That's
That's
sulfur.
sulfur. Man,
does it stay the same there?
I'm going to quote my Uncle Steve, what he said earlier.
What did I say earlier?
I said, again, for those tuning in, man, earlier today, Uncle Steve sent me a text and he goes, man, I'm tired of seeing the double A kids on my damn Facebook feed. He's like, man,
I didn't say that.
they suck. Stop posting them. I just start blocking them now. That's what he said.
Why y'all rattling up Cody? Now he left.
No, he's not bad.
Hey, his phone's still here.
Why y'all rattling up Cody, man?
Nah, but hey,
Leave the poor man alone.
hey, shout out to Sam, man. Sam said we got to do what like Junior Shirt says, make select baseball great again. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. I'm on a mission. We're gonna change the game. We've done it before. We're gonna do it again.
Okay.
But don't be posting them double A kids because Coach Mr. Steve right here is gonna block you.
That's funny, man. That's really funny.
That is funny. When I read that this morning, I said, man, I caught him at the wrong time, man. I was like, all right, Uncle, I'll call you back later.
Yeah, that was early in the morning today, wasn't it? Julio, that was early.
He
Huh?
probably
early.
woke up like, man.
That was around me and Junior's time early in the morning.
Yeah, but no, dude. So hey, getting back to it. So are you okay with
Running up the score?
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
run it up. Run it up.
You look, if you can't stop, bro.
Frank
I'm
the
sorry.
Tank, you're cool with it?
Run it up.
Run it up.
Run it
Look,
up.
if I will say this, like if the game's getting out of reach, of course, don't bring in your ace and just hose them down. Bring in somebody that's gonna put in the work that needs the extra reps. But look, I agree, man. Run up the score.
You don't want to teach your kids to be soft. Run it up.
You know,
That's a different way of putting it. but
You gotta weed. Well, you gotta weed out. You gotta weed out the bad.
I'm gonna say run it up because if you play U-Trip, it's a run rule unless you play Nations. So if you don't want to get a 43-0 count,
is that where that happened at the Nations?
yeah, that's where it
Okay.
happened. But see, the thing behind the story was, I mean, I feel sorry that the coach getting fired and all that.
He
But
got fired?
Yeah,
We should hire him.
But
Oh, I didn't- I
the
didn't
thing
know that.
the thing was both coaches agreed, like, hey, just keep playing. We don't
we-
care about the score. And they
Oh.
weren't stealing bases. I mean, on a pass ball, they would take the next bag. There were walks. There were hits. So it was just kind of like, hey, let's let the kids play, and then everybody kind of took it to the next level. But you know, you got to coach your team, man. You
Hey,
can't
Junior,
let up.
can we hire him?
I mean, open invite. Come on.
Is he still available?
Well, I don't know, but we open invite right now to everybody watching. If you know the Dynasty coach got fired, we're looking to hire him.
We're looking to hire. We want a run roll.
We want winners.
All right, let's ask.
I
this-
can't
let-
coach losers.
Hey, let's continue to stir it up. How do you feel about slash bunt? And
It's legal.
let's say 11U and down. When we're still playing. We're still playing. Well, I guess 11U is 50,
Okay.
50, 70. My bad. Let's talk about 10U and down.
Okay.
10U and down. How do you feel about slash bunt?
I've seen it. They did it to us last year.
Yeah, it's been done to
I
us.
don't
Did it to
like
us with
it.
when we were at Legend.
I don't
Yeah.
care if it's been done to you. How do you feel about it, man? As a
I'm
coach,
good with
your job is to protect those kids.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Have
you.
you coached it? Have you coached it at 10U?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Most
It-
haven't.
It depends. Look,
I'm
man,
okay. I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem with it.
It depends
Now,
on the crowd.
some people will have a problem with it, but I mean, if it's allowed in the game, man, you got to be ready for it. I mean, and it's allowed in the game.
You got to coach it.
Yeah.
Right?
You have to know it.
God,
And
man,
if you
that's-
don't, well then,
I have seen somebody get drilled though with that.
It is.
No,
It's
I mean,
scary.
yeah.
It really is. It's if that third baseman is just he's over there because it's Saturday. He's trying to get PT at third, and he don't know what he's doing. He sees bunt, he crashes. Man, you're talking about a serious injury.
Yeah.
You know, let that kid square one up with a Posey medal. What?
Hey, real quick, while we got one of our watchers, viewers tuning in, shout out to Mimi Mims. Hello, Grandma. How you been? Going back to it. Slashing, hell yeah. Slash. Man, all I got to say, man, put a better third baseman on there. I mean, right? I mean,
it's just not that easy. But I understand.
see, there you go.
I understand where he's going
There's
with it.
somebody. There you go. 9-9. You slash up and down their lineup. There you go. Shots thrown.
It's not
Is
shots
that what you
thrown,
wanted,
just-
Cody? Is that what you wanted? You wanted to steal
we-
the pot, huh?
We played Nitro. Nitro's got a good squad. We were hanging with them. They definitely came through. The better team prevailed, but they got a good squad.
They slash on you?
on you?
No, they didn't slash.
that
I
who
mean,
you-
it
is
was
that
eight,
who you're
it was
talking
actually
about?
it was actually 8U. No, not at all.
8U coach
It was
pitch.
8. No, it was 8U kid pitch. The NIT. It was the Super
Really?
NIT 8U kid pitch. And they didn't slash. And
So-
they got a squad though. So does old Kevin Chandler over here. He's got a good squad too.
So-
Shout out
so-
to Kevin.
Should slashing be allowed for coach pitch?
Man, come on, man.
You like that one, Frank?
That's funny, man. You cracked me up, Junior.
Your little kid bunny. I'm telling you, man. Let's change
Knocks out the
let's
pitch
change
coach.
the game. Let's stir it up. Next season, since we're all taking fall, let's switch it up. The stakes are now they're raised, right? Opposing pitchers coach pitch to the opposing team. So now the coach your own coach can't pitch to him. How would that change the game? Are you up for that?
I throw no hitters all day.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Why not?
Because they'd be striking the kid out.
It's
I mean,
baseball.
all I got to do is throw it to where his
baseball.
barrel isn't. What do you mean
It's
he's
baseball.
7 and 8? He's gonna have tendencies.
It's baseball.
What?
Get better.
You're gonna run up the score?
Come on.
Come on. You see what I mean? So, like, that's where I stand. On some of these things, like, I'm down. Like, I think that would be awesome.
Just one out an inning, Cody. 1 out an inning.
Yeah. When it goes to, like, run like California rule, put the opposing coach on there, man. Let's see what happens. Make it interesting. I see, man. Yeah, I can't wait for
Get him,
Coach-
Sam. That's a
Can't
valid point, Sam. I shout out to boy my Sam. He said, but again, if you have to slash, it's like bunting 3 times on Saturday in the fall.
Well, the
That-
fall
that-
the fall's now the spring.
Hey,
Well, just this year.
yeah, man, come on, man. If that's what it takes to get that dub, whatever.
Dub is a dub.
Man, you
Hey,
gotta-
if you
is
win
a
the
dub.
NIT on the fall and in the spring, it counts the same.
Yeah, it does. It does. And
What kind of coach are you, Cody?
As in what? Give me,
You want to
Hey.
win NIT or you want to make your kid better? Which one you want?
man. I'm
Win IT.
negative.
you wanna
Not
go-
at all. I can care less about any accomplishment at this age, bro. I'm trying that kid.
Win the NIT.
Dude, my goal is for that kid to get a free education, bro. That's the number one. That's why we're doing this. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
We doing this to get a free education, bro.
You're right.
Let that D2 school come up here and offer my kid 40% scholarship. He's got a 4.0. We gonna get half academics too. We're gonna pay for this education. Let's be real.
Yeah,
Okay,
What,
so-
what are we doing this for?
So let's
You're
talk,
right, you're right.
Let's
I
talk.
know I'm right.
So
Hell
let's,
yeah.
let's
What do you
talk
think,
ab-
Steve?
No,
Education?
No, I'm with that. But here's the deal: a lot of people aren't taking that education now, because everybody wants to be D1. Nobody wants to go D2. Nobody wants to do JUCO. Nobody wants to do all this, all that. So what's happening is some kids, some seniors this year that did not sign when they were supposed to sign or could sign in November, December,
Yeah, they're
are now screwed because they didn't take that money because they gambled and lost. You know, we can sit here and say, "Oh man, sorry about that." Man, that's just life. Shit happens.
Exactly.
Should have signed in November, December.
Should have been better.
Well, that too. But a lot of people, the misconception with D2, let's just say D2 because D3 there's no scholarships, but let's say D2. You're still going to get the money. You're still going to get the academics, and even if you don't get the academics, you're still going to get something. Okay, because there's only so many. You can only split 11.7 so many ways.
Only.
Okay, and so when that happens with the 11.7, if I'm the coach, and me and my friend, he's on right now, just on right now. On that 11.7, I would give 4 or 5 full scholarships to 4 or 5 really good guys, and then I split the rest up because at some point in time you got to have a good team,
Full though.
huh?
11.7 doesn't go too far on 40
Yeah, but
on a
I-
40-man roster, Steve-O.
Yeah, but still, but
40, man.
well,
Well, I mean,
35.
you're talking about-
Yeah, you're talking about.
yeah,
Well,
for sure.
Yeah, you're talking about 30 to 40.
Yeah,
depending.
It
not
depends
all-
on your
but not,
organization.
but not everybody's on scholarship though.
You're right.
And
You're
so,
right.
so the people that I would have on scholarship, man, if that was me, I would do 4 full scholarships to try to get us to
Studs.
go in
Hell yeah.
at 20,
I hear
30% or something.
I like that.
So what happens? But people don't do that, man. They're just trying to chop up 11.7. 4 ways to get you? Let's say 44. Just a number.
Hey, Steve,
And
real,
then-
real quick, we got a comment saying just explain 11.7 for our viewers.
Well, 11.7, what that means is you get 11.7 full scholarships
scholarships.
for a baseball program. As far as the football program, I believe, quote me if I'm wrong, I believe it's 67. I want to say they get somewhere in the 60s. Every single D1 football program gets 67 scholarships. They're allotted to hand out to high school seniors. As far as a baseball program, they get 11.7, and that is solely generated on the amount of revenue that they bring in.
Yeah, so that's what that is. And so what happens is they're dividing that up usually into quarters or – man, I saw a kid a couple of years ago signed to LSU from the Houston area, okay? Making all this – man, I'm an LSU Tiger. I'm this and all that. 10% scholarship.
How much in debt?
10% scholarship.
And you know what? That's funny you said that.
That's
because
for the books or what? Just for the books?
And out of state?
Out of state? You talking about tuitions there? It's
Out
like,
of state's just 12,000 right there.
Yeah.
A semester.
No, I'm with you.
You're talking about 60 a year.
No, that's out of state. Just the out of state tuition. That's not even including tuition.
Okay, so this was 5 years ago, so what?
But is it worth it? Let's talk about let's tap into this. Is it worth it for your kid to get that big D1 scholarship that he's always wanted and you got to pay? Yeah. Your kid grinded his ass off and he got that 15% scholarship. Now you're talking about 60 grand, 60. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure
I'll
exactly
pay the difference.
You're gonna pay the difference.
I'll pay the difference.
You're gonna pay the difference. Let him be $150,000 in debt 4 years later. When you could have took the D2 route and he could have been.
That's Frank the Tank, bro.
He ain't gonna be
That's you. That's you.
He sells Lambo for a living.
Yeah,
He sold a Lambo to
But
Simeon
you-
Woods
dude.
Richardson.
How do you think we?
You're speaking from a different volume,
How do you
man.
think we talked to that
not
millionaire
everybody's
earlier?
not everybody's able.
Look,
like that.
I'm gonna touch on what you said though. What would you rather have? Let's say D1, 15%,
15%?
15 to 35. Let's say something like
You
that.
100 grand in debt
Hold
4
on.
years
Or
later.
or
Hold on.
a D2 fully paid, right? Okay, but here's the next kicker. But you know you're damn well not gonna make it to the show.
Okay.
What do you do at that point?
Okay,
Even
hold on,
more
hold on.
reason
Do you
to
go
make-
because daddy's gonna pay for it,
Hold
or
on.
do you do it because like fuck, I'm gonna get my free education. I'm gonna try to make myself
Okay.
something.
Hold
out.
on.
With
Don't-
knowing those
don't-
variables.
Don't say anything yet. Okay, because I'm with you.
Okay.
This is what happens. We get so involved that I want my kid to be D1. We get so involved in that, dude. I mean, it's D1 or bust. I mean, we see this bullshit on Facebook and all this stuff.
Hell
D1
yeah.
or bust, all this and all that. To what Cody's just saying, what we don't understand is when he gets that 5, 10, 15, 20%, and then he goes somewhere 4 years, 5 years after he graduates or whatever, and he's $100,000 in debt. 6 months after you graduate, they want their money. They're going to send you that little coupon book, and they're going to tell you this is one. And that's the only debt that you can't file bankruptcy on, or just on this, and it gets absorbed because it stays with you no matter what. You got to die before that student loan gets
Go be a
gets
teacher.
resolved.
Go be a teacher for 5 years.
Yeah.
So we don't like
stipend.
telling kids that, and kids need to be told that. And what's happening too is these organizations aren't telling them that either. And so,
Never.
oh man, well at least you play college baseball. Yeah, okay, but now I'm 80 grand in debt.
Shoot them
You know?
straight.
Yeah, you're not paying for me. And so, it's tough. It's tough, man. It's tough.
But Frank the Tank can pay it off after 7.
Everybody ain't
Yeah,
able
but
like
not
that. though.
everybody's Frank the Tank.
Exactly.
Okay,
right.
so here's the deal.
Cody, how much did you have to pay?
I got
for
my
loans?
money from Trump, so I'm
Man, I
good.
still owe 15 to 20 grand in student loans, man.
I only owed 12.
And I got
Thank you, Mr.
scholarships,
Trump.
bro. And I had housing and books paid for. I still got to pay.
Yeah, and it's tough, but people never talk about that.
Never.
We
never.
talked about that the
We've
second
talked-
episode.
yeah,
I talk
yeah.
about it all the time because here's the deal. Organizations do not tell you that. They will tell you, man, go play. This is where you need to play. You're a good fit here. You're a good fit there. You're all this stuff. All true. But 4 or 5 years when you graduate,
Why?
you know?
Why would I tell you?
boom, 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 boom. Or you no, they don't
Yeah,
even
it's
not.
an email
They
now.
s-
Yeah,
okay, it's
you
an
know
email.
it.
Okay,
It's
when
email
when
now.
I was in school, they mailed it to me.
That's email now.
Yeah. And so it's
It's in your clearinghouse.
yeah,
Oh.
but so that's what
NCAA
happens.
NCAA clearinghouse is a monster. Let's just throw that out there. Little foreshadowing for all you parents that are got upcoming seniors. Start your NCAA clearinghouse process now. Don't wait. That is oh my god, that is a nightmare. So just a little foreshadowing for y'all.
Yeah,
So I mean, what would you take, Steve?
I
The
take
D1 or the D2 full?
D2 full.
What about you, Santos?
Okay, listen. Here's the other deal too, dude. If you don't get drafted out of high school, there's a very good chance that you're probably not going to get drafted in college. things can change, stuff can happen. We all know that stuff, but the percentages are against you already.
Yeah.
So at that point in time, you got to start making business decisions at that young of age, whether it's you or it's your parents. Somebody's got to make that decision, because and let's talk about these NAIA schools too, that will give you maybe $3,000 for the whole year, and you come out $130,000, and you're in some little town in Oklahoma or somewhere in Nebraska or Montana. They're still wanting their money. The government's still going to want their money that they gave you, bro. So it's tough. So I would go to D2. But you have to be educated when you're making that decision, though. So, but that's just me. What would you do?
Look, me personally, I'm with you. I'm very conscious about it. You got to be conscious. If you're not getting drafted out of high school and you know damn well you're not making it to the show, do yourself a favor. Don't get in debt. Get the education. Play some college baseball. Because at the end of the day, you might play all 4 years D2 rather than sit the pine for 3.
Yeah, you got to go to where
Where you're
it's
suitable.
a fit for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to where you think you're going to play. You got to be honest with yourself too. Like I said,
Sure.
you know, if you're not going to get drafted, or you haven't gotten drafted, or nobody's talked to you, there's a good chance that you're probably not going to get drafted.
Exactly right.
Again, things can change,
Yeah.
and it has. But right then and there, I mean, at 18, you got to start making business decisions, and you know that's something that's gonna. Man, I still know a lot of people in debt, and I'm talking like 20, 15 years after they. I mean, it's tough, man. I mean, and those debts or those loans or whatever, those are usually accustomed for or given to doctors, and it takes them a long time.
It's gonna pay it off in 5 years.
Exactly. You know, $100,000, man. That's a lot of money, dude. To
That's
pay
lifetime
back.
for some people, man.
Yeah,
Be real.
Yeah, it is. And so
But-
just man. You just gotta.
Hey, but you know how
You
you
gotta
can
be
make
smart.
that $100,000 back?
I'm
Trump?
sure you're gonna tell me.
Hit it. Selling C4 bats. So one of our sponsors, C4 Bat Company, for all your wood needs,
Or
best
cookies.
bats, best
What
wood.
about cookies?
Best. Hold on, you're cutting this commercial, man. Swing C4. You can come sell some bats for C4 and make that $100,000 back if you wanted to go D1 and sat on the bench for 3 years. Or you can come be a cook here at Issa Cookie as well. Or you might be able to help out Red Web Design if you actually get an education. Or I might need a couple hands to make some Ferrari Michelada mix. And if all those 4 things fail, last but not least, we are looking for cooks for Frank the Tank.
I got my
Team
pit master.
Griller.
I got my pit master.
So there you have it, folks.
Junior, your golf team doesn't pay?
Not
No,
yet, not yet,
no.
not yet. We gotta get up and running, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
We gotta
We're
get
almost
up
there.
and running. We're
Almost
almost
there.
there.
Hey,
Almost
Junior,
Sir.
Countries, our pit master.
Oh,
Is it
He's
really?
already
Wow.
signed, baby.
Oh,
He's
let's
already
go.
signed.
Okay,
Nice.
so now we got like 5 cooks now.
Yes.
He's signed.
Not me though. I burned.
Wait till I
burned-
get that pit, baby. It's on order.
Who's making it?
Some company out of Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah.
You got pictures of it?
Yeah,
I'll
as a
talk to you
matter
about
of
it
fact,
after. Okay.
So it's going down. Hey, real quick, Sam Marrero, let's keep stirring it up. Like these organizations that get a player for the week and then signs wearing their hats, then the organization acts like they trained them. We see that all the time.
All the time.
All the time. How
All
you-
the time.
what do you think about that, Santos? Say it with your chest.
I mean,
It's your birthday.
It's your birthday.
I don't like taking credit when I didn't do anything, so I wouldn't do it. But
There's a lot of people who
it
do.
just- I wouldn't take credit.
Okay.
I
Fair
mean, I
enough.
take pride in what I do, and I'm not gonna let a kid just say, "Hey, yeah, I trained this kid." I'll say it straight up. Like, no, he was already good before he came on my team. I'm not taking that kind of credit.
Who's training the kids? The coach or the guys giving the lessons?
Depends on the team.
If it's a major team.
Sometimes it could be both. Sometimes it could be both.
If it's a major team, all those kids are taking lessons, right?
Should
More
be.
than
It
likely.
should be. Yeah,
Should be for sure.
What are you trying to say, Frank?
I'm not trying to say anything, baby. You give my son lessons.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who are you calling out, Frank?
Yeah, who you calling out?
Say it.
Is there someone on this table?
You even did the voice.
Is there someone on this table?
Oh, man.
Y'all like that? You like
Oh
that?
shit.
Hey, so Juan brings up something. He says, if you have the skills, you will get noticed no matter what level of college you decide to play.
That's exactly right.
I would say yes, but man, they can't cover everybody.
That's a small.
They can't-
That's a
They-
small.
A lot of people fall through the cracks believing that shit.
You're exactly right, and
It's
to
just
be
too many
completely frank with you, I'm one of those guys that fell through the crack on that.
Happens.
I'm not a guy that you're going to notice like that, and I'm not trying to talk about my past, but that's something that a lot of players go through, you know,
Right.
and the it factor is real. If your kid has it, bro, you don't need to do all this extra stuff. Your kid's gonna make it. He's gonna get noticed. You don't need to drop $700 for a perfect game tournament every other weekend. Your kid's gonna get noticed. If your kid can drop tanks, if your kid can command 86 to 92 and paint corners, whatever the case might be, whatever the numbers might be.
Right.
If your kid has it, bro, he's gonna get noticed, and that's the bottom line.
Hey, me and Steve talked about this before about the it factor. Are kids born with that, or can you learn that?
Bro, you're born with it.
No,
Born.
Both.
True hitters are born.
As a ex-veterans, you're speaking. I see where you're coming from. Elaborate.
Yeah, there's some kids that are definitely born with it. I mean, we've seen it ever since we've been in baseball, where you when they were 3 and 4 and 5 years old, and you saw that little kid, and you're like, damn, that kid can ball. He wasn't taught that. He was born with it. Exactly. And then there was kids that he was playing with that now you look at him and they're like, okay, he can outball that kid because he was taught it.
Okay.
It's a catch-22, man. You're exactly right. There is kids that can be taught it. To be frank with you, my kid didn't start playing baseball till 8U, and he's 12 now, and you would have never thought that. You would have thought my kid was 3, walking around playing diapers, and you would have never thought that. You can be taught it, but I would say, going back to my roots, going back to my Wade Boggs roots,
born.
True hitters are born.
Would your son have been as good if you didn't take him? If it wasn't,
would my son be as good as me? He's got my genes, baby.
No,
Them are going to take
I'm
over.
just saying, if you weren't the one working with him, would he be as good as he is now?
If I wasn't working with him, no. But
Okay,
he's
that's
got
what
my
I'm
genes, so
saying.
he's going to take over.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you can't say you're born with it and not have the right coaching to get there. You at some point you
If
need.
you're
need
talking about
some-
me in particular, I haven't taught my boy anything. He's done that. That has been all hands-eye, being at the baseball, softball field since he was
you
newborn.
have a facility though.
You're
So
right.
I mean,
Touche.
he has taken some swings that not a regular kid would have took.
You're right.
And
You're right, but I still
and how
truly
many times
believe
have you
that-
sometimes made him do it because he's at your
Oh,
facility?
for sure.
Not every kid is like that. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah,
So yeah, they might be born with that kind of talent, but if they're not stirred in the right direction, then they're not going to get there. That's when you get those 12-year-old kids that decide that football is their sport and they're not going to get taller than 5'8". That's when you get those kind of kids. They're have all the talent in the world, all the potential.
But you're right. You're exactly right, because it comes down to the great equalizer. Height don't measure heart.
Yeah.
You know, and that's exactly right. You can be taught the game, but at a certain extent, if you're gonna be at that caliber, you're gonna get noticed no matter what.
Oh,
Not if you play for Steve. You got to be 6 foot or taller, man.
Hey.
We like height.
Hey, let's tap. Hold on. Let's tap into that. So, would you rather, as an organization, as a coach, would you rather go undefeated playing up, or would you rather go defeated playing down?
Undefeated.
You
all
said it
day.
backwards.
No, I don't. It's either way. You got the point.
Yeah.
Would you rather play? Would you rather play down and go undefeated, or would
Play
you
up.
and would you rather play up and go defeated?
Yeah, I'm
I
playing
like
up.
playing
Yeah,
up.
we're playing up. That's
Okay.
That's what
When
we
it's
did.
allowed. When it's allowed.
I like playing up to a certain extent,
Yeah.
but when you're mollywhopping every team and every team you play is getting 1 to 2 hits off of you, what do you do then? When are you going to challenge those young men?
Yeah. See, like my team was not a major team starting the year.
You were on the cusp though
Yeah.
the whole time.
No, but I would say when we first started,
And
we were
I've seen
probably
the talent
triple-
walking in and out there. They were on the
Yeah,
cusp the
that's-
whole time.
that's
They
a
needed the
long-
right molding.
That was a long.
Camaraderie goes a long
Yeah.
way in this
It took
sport,
2
and people
months.
underestimate.
That was a
It
lot.
takes a lot
Santos,
more.
that's not a long time, baby.
That's a lot.
How
of
long
run.
was it?
We
2
did
months.
It took a lot more than 2 months, man. It was the preparation coming in.
We did a lot of running.
You
That
need
ain't
to.
no lie.
That guy. That was that guy.
You like running, O'Brien? I'm with you, dude.
That's why I bring them on.
Teams don't run enough.
That's
dude.
why I bring 'em
Teams don't
on.
run enough.
My son passed out 3 times in his last lesson. I was-
Good. Pass off 4.
Is crying allowed in baseball?
Only if you're a girl.
Only if you're a girl. What's that thing, man? Issa. Well, what's her name?
Yeah,
What's
Issa.
the other girl? Icebox. Them girls could ball.
Yeah.
There was another young girl named Isabel that could play back with the Ballers out of LaPorte. She could ball too.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I mean, there's plenty of girls that can hold their
Yeah.
own. and
Yeah.
I love it. I'm all for it. I know you had the dads of baseball thing. I don't know if that ever fell through, but man, shout out to any girl that could do that. That is awesome.
That's the real sport, softball. Them girls can.
Hey,
Well, they play a lot. They
60,
play a lot.
60-foot bases from 6U to whatever. 200-foot fences, the game never changes for them dimension-wise. You know, it has literally been getting bigger, stronger, faster than everybody. The
What,
game,
softball?
The dimensions never change on the field. It's 60-foot bases. The only thing that changes is the mound.
And they play 6-7 games a day.
Oh, and you know what? You know what trips me out though, Steve, is those girls. They'll ride that main horse. If Junior was my stud pitcher, I would pitch Junior all 7 games of that tournament, and that's what trips me out as being a baseball player. You know, those girls. I guess it's just so much less strain on the arm. I'm kind of ignorant on the subject.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about the arms, but man, those girls are that is so admirable.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah, I'm with
And it's
you on
crazy because like when they were younger, or when Issa played with us, like she's probably the best one. We were like 7U, 8U,
For sure.
like straight up, like all around. It was just crazy. But
She'd be the best player on our team now.
Ouch.
Yeah, well, you know that's a fair assessment. But we're getting to the point now where like puberty is starting to hit. Steve says it all the time. There's another jump.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, there is.
I would
It's
say
another
there's
jump.
there's like 3 more jumps.
And you know, I would say the one thing that doesn't get preached about the most is the mental part of the game. Kind of me and Steve kind of briefly elaborated on that.
Nobody
earlier.
ever talks
No
about
one
that.
ever talks about it. You know why, Steve? Though, it's because they don't know.
Exactly.
And that you couldn't be a more factual statement.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're talking about. That's why they never address it.
When we talked to Kenneth Sines, remember when he went from Moody to OU? And that's the first thing he said about the mental part of it. When he walked in there and he threw 91. What did he say? He threw 90, 91, 92.
Yeah.
He said he was here to take somebody's job, and then the next guy threw 97, 98.
Yeah, he's like,
He's
whoa.
like, oh, shit.
Later.
You know, and we don't talk about the mental part of the game, and that's always lacking because, you know, you get a lot of good players, and sometimes they just don't have it mentally.
Exactly.
And if you don't have it mentally, I'm sorry, man.
You're
I
not
don't
gonna
care
make
how
it,
much.
bro.
I don't care how much heart you got. I'm of the opinion I'd rather have talent than heart. I don't like heart. All that shit sounds good on a shirt. Put a shirt, make a shirt next time.
got heart.
What's that saying? Hard work beats talent when
Talent
talent doesn't work.
Man, no, it don't.
It's a lie.
No,
Give me-
it's a-
give me-
I
give
agree
me-
with you on that.
Give me
that
12 talented players, and I'll
We
play
gonna
your
ball.
12 heart players, and I will beat you
Yeah.
10 times.
10 times. You're exactly right. So you hit the nail on the head.
And so, you know, we just, but all that has to, because those 12 talented players, most of the time, they're going to be mentally tough.
Exactly
Somehow,
right.
some way.
Resilient. The
Yeah,
whole nine.
somehow, some way. Some may be better than others, but the mental part of the baseball, man, it's tough, man. It's tough, and kids need to understand that, and they need to start developing however they're going to do it. I mean, everybody here in this room is different on how they're going to show their kids how to be mentally tough. There's no right way, there's no wrong way, but you know if your son has it, and I'm just talking mental wise, mentality, and that doesn't mean he's going to be a bad baseball player. You know, it doesn't mean it, because if he's 9 years old now, he may not have it. He can have some of it now, because I've seen some kids that I thought like 8, 9 years old, man, I don't know, these kids aren't gonna. Then they get to 12, 13, man, those dudes are dogs. And I'm
You had
talking.
a kid that played with you guys, right? That was like that and then got drafted.
Oh yeah, a couple of them.
Steve, what do you think about a team that has 10 talented teams and 2 are talented kids and then 2 with heart? Does that push those talented kids more?
On a team like that, you got to have role players. And so those 2 guys with hearts understand their role,
Yeah.
then they're going to perform well on that team.
But that's going to go vice versa though. That's going to teach the other ones more heart.
Yes.
You know, that's going to show them that kid doesn't even get any PT, and he's the first one up on the bench
Hardest
to
worker.
greet me. You know
Yeah.
that speaks a lot. Especially you're talking about, because like Sam talked about earlier, you're a brotherhood, man. That's what I want.
Yeah.
You know, I want to go 0 for 4 4Ks and somebody come up to me, hey, it's all right, dog. You had a great game last game, or whatever the case might be. You know, and that's what you're looking for. You know, camaraderie is such a thing that's overlooked nowadays, and you know where it starts? It starts in practice, Steve, and that's where you do it.
Well, you can get a lot more camaraderie now on the younger age level when you go out of town. And
Yeah,
you stay
I
at the
love
same
trips.
home, and you stay
You're
at the same
exactly right.
hotel. Now, we're not going to talk about the parents out there drinking, but the kids playing the video games and all that stuff. I mean, they start
Nothing like it.
learning about the individual person. then you're going to find out if those kids really like each other or they don't. And the kids that they don't like or whatever, you'll figure that out. But yeah, I'm with you on that one, man. But I think it's a lot more in today's game now because the kids get to travel more.
Right.
When I was playing and when you were probably playing, I mean, you really didn't travel that much. I mean, especially, I
Not
played
out of
Little
Texas.
League. Yeah. And so, so it's a different game now, but man, it's, it is what it is.
Let's dive into the mental part that we're talking about because the comments are popping. We're getting a bunch of feedback.
Let's do it.
Mental. When people talk about the mental side of baseball, what are they actually referring to?
What are we actually referring to?
Coaches or just baseball people. What are they referring to like our viewers and parents and people listening? What are you? Because everybody has a different way of like coaching, different way of wording. So, what is teaching a kid the mental part of the game? Like, is it being just tough on them?
Honestly,
are you gonna focus on slowing it down? Let's dive
Man,
into
the mental part of the game, man, is seeing the bigger picture of the game. Realizing that it's not all about that outcome of that play, that pitch. It's realizing that it's a team sport, and realizing that once you fail, you're going to get plenty of other chances in that game to redeem yourself. Everybody says it a million trillion times. This is a game of failure. Everyone knows that. So when I had more success as a baseball player, when I loved the game more, is when I looked at it that my goal wasn't to get a hit. My goal was to square the ball up, and that was my goal. If I knew that pitcher had good stuff, if I could square him up, I had a good at bat. My goal wasn't to get a hit. If I got a hit, that was a cherry on top. But if I knew I could work the at bat, work the count, and I could square something up, and I got out, shit, I'm tipping my hat before I even make it to first, saying, "Damn, I'm gonna get you next time." Yeah. And when I looked at the game like that, I loved the game. I found more passion for it. I was more happy throughout the game. I didn't live my life on the highs for did I get a hit? Did I get on base? Did I work that count? Did I have that pitcher's number? Was I on that changeup on the 2-1 count away and I stroked it to left center? You know what I mean? That's the game. And a lot of the game is also about body language, man. When you make an error, I want to see what you're going to do those next few seconds after that error. I could care less about that error. Because you're going to get plenty of opportunities to redeem yourself. What do you do? How do you carry yourself?
Yeah. I think Coach Sam said it pretty much. Mentality is fighting through valleys and peaks. I mean, you got to be able to sustain that, dude. I mean, because when you start getting into college, I mean, you're going to bat 300 to whatever. I mean, in high school, depending on what district you're in, you could bat 500-600. I mean, that's not the real. That's not the real numbers. But even in that, I mean, you're going to have good days and bad days, man. You're still going to have to play, dude. I mean, and you're going to have to go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask, kind of piggybacking on what he said, how long do you stay with that kid that has that bad attitude, but is a stud, but has that bad attitude? How long do you keep him on your team?
Okay, people are going to have different answers on this one. It all depends how good that kid is.
Exactly right.
He's your top 3 player.
How toxic is he, though?
Yeah, because, I mean, we see it all the time in select,
he cries
Little
when he
League,
strikes out.
high school, college,
Bad
pros,
good or bad parent
Ooh.
What do you mean?
on the kid.
I think
calling
most of
nobody
those
out.
kids
that's
that
the
act
kid,
that way
dude.
are not
That's
going to
the-
have too good of a parent. I don't
You don't
think.
think
Okay, well let's just break
I mean,
a scenario down. The kid's a stud. The kid
Bryce
throws
Harper.
70. The kid drops tanks. The kid can play shortstop. Whatever. The short
gonna
case
get a
might
lot
be.
of leeway.
But his dad is that dad. His dad is the one that he overcoaches. He oversteps his boundaries. Whatever the case might be. He's that guy. Like he don't fail you. How long? How long you rolling with that, Steve-O?
To the end of the season?
A while, yeah, probably. So.
If he's piggybacking your whole team and he
that's all
is
of
your
Steve's
go-to
team.
guy, semifinal championship game Sunday,
Oh, he's
and
staying.
he's staying right.
He's staying on the
Thank
team.
you. Preach,
He's
preach,
staying on
preach,
the team.
preach. These
I mean, we're
people,
not
these
lying.
parents don't understand that the talent is going to
Hey, but
persevere
listen,
overall.
Okay, Josh Gordon. Who do you play for?
The Browns,
The Browns last, right? Or
Patriots.
the Patriots last?
No. He got cut from the Patriots. went
Okay,
to-
it doesn't matter because how many chances has he been given? A lot, right?
A lot.
Because
It's
he's
about
good.
the kid, Beth.
So it's always going to be you're always going to be given the benefit of the doubt based on your talent. I mean, we don't make the rules. That's just what happens, dude. I mean, that's it.
I mean,
It's
look,
just-
the comments are
dude.
saying one season at the most. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, it all depends. It all depends what you want. What you want.
Man.
You know, I mean, that's okay. So, if you're the top salesperson, okay. When I was in the restaurant business, I had one of the sorriest human beings working for me. All right, running one of my restaurants. Okay, that dude made so much money for me as far as bonus wise is concerned. Guess what? I kept his sorry ass. I kept him, and
It's the
kept him
principle.
until he stopped making money for me.
So it's all about Steve.
No.
It's all about
But,
production.
About the bottom line.
It's all about production.
Yeah. Hey, when he stopped making money for me personally, he was done. I got
so
tired
it's
of
all
the
about
bullshit.
Steve.
Yeah.
Josh Gordon was in the Seahawks last.
The Seahawks, yeah, okay. Yeah, but I mean, but you can apply that to the baseball field. As long as they keep on performing, then
good.
boom. Then it's up to you afterwards. After that one season, I mean, if you don't want to deal with the parents, I mean, then that's. But nah, man, shit. Nobody's cutting anybody sorry.
Let's tap into it. What if a kid's that good and his parent and his dad says, "Hey, we're only gonna play for free." What
He
you doing?
ain't playing.
He ain't playing. He's the same stud. He's the same caliber we just talked about. Hey, I'm not paying to play.
What age group?
What? Let's do 12 and up. He's a stud, bro. He's shut down. You ain't hitting him.
You going showcase or just regular tournament?
Man, does it matter?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. No, I'm saying because if it's a
if my-
showcase,
if my
hell
son-
yeah.
if
You
my
you
son
going
was
for
a
free.
stud and I said, hey,
12
you
and
can-
up, hell yeah, you're going for free.
That's what I'm saying.
Fuck yeah, you're going for
For free.
12
If
and
he was
under,
going to
you
help your
paying.
team and he said, hey, Steve, I'm not paying a dime, and you knew that he was going to help you. You letting him ride?
He opening that door to that Bentley. That's
You-
what
you know you letting him
I
ride.
think everybody would let him ride.
You gonna pay for
No,
that
I
Uber is what you
No
gonna do.
way, Steve. Not on the Legends. Mm-mm.
Santos
Put
will
your
let him
foot
ride.
down there, Frank the Tank.
No.
Come on, Santos. Say
No,
it.
no,
I wouldn't.
Mm-mm.
I wouldn't.
All right.
you wouldn't because
No.
of the predicament that you're in.
Yeah.
If
No,
you could,
it's
you would.
just- It just wouldn't be fair for the rest of my kids.
What is
Yeah.
fair?
Man,
Life ain't fair.
Baseball's not fair.
No, yeah.
Life ain't fair, bro.
Yeah, but then I'm teaching my kids. No
That
matter
kid that 12-year-old that throws 70 with a 60-mile-an-hour hook ain't fair.
But then I'm telling my kids, no matter how hard you work, I'm still gonna find somebody better.
Hey, is that not what the MLB gonna tell you?
But
It's
I'm-
a business,
but
baby.
I don't care. I'm just gonna work for my kids.
It's a business.
It's all about my kids.
Again,
if you're on my
again,
team,
again.
it's my
That's
kids.
why I said
Again,
12 you and up,
Santos is
though.
getting a raise today.
Well,
Again, look,
12 you and up. Santos getting a
it
raise.
just depends.
Ding.
All right,
Hey,
hold on.
the-
Speak.
What I'm saying is, depends on the team, right?
It
If
definitely
you're
depends
a
on the
neighborhood team,
organization.
then
Yeah.
no. If you're
Yeah.
a team
If
like
you're a
like
straight
this
national
man's
team,
caliber, of course.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna take me personally. I have a neighborhood team, and no, and I probably would never do
Depends
that.
on the team, for
you
sure.
know, but for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, what Santos says has some merit to it, and what Cody said. I mean, you're not wrong. Whatever you decide to do, that's what you decide to do. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
I mean, but at some point in time, you know,
The team consists of 9 players on the field, not one.
See-
yeah, but
see,
that
but-
one that
see-
one can help.
See, at
you.
the end of the day, now
That
you're.
one can
It's
help
Ain't
all
no
right.
INT.
It's all right. It's
Ain't
all
no
right.
INT.
See, but at the end of the day, now we're just focusing on winning and not developing our players.
Okay, well, let's talk about that because trainers love to bring development up. Okay,
Hell yeah.
and this, I'm sorry.
And then you see him on the bucket. Say it, Steve.
Yeah, see him on the bucket. I've said it before. I'm not lying. Okay, so when you're
Is that Junior on that bucket there?
no, yeah, it is.
Good job,
Do
Junior.
a game changer.
Good job, Junior. Hey, you just took
the shirt.
You just took a gun to yourself, Junior. Good
It's
job.
all right. It's all right. Hey, man, I'm just
Nah.
I'm
Okay,
trying to
so
keep it interesting, man.
okay,
All
so
right, get back into
so here's the deal. Okay, you can't properly develop a kid if you're only practicing twice a week. Okay, this cannot happen. Cannot happen. And so while we sit here and we talk about development on a team, unless you can really see that kid, what I've been told by many people is you have to see that kid at least a couple hours a day for about a month or whatever. Different people have different opinions on that. So when we're talking about teams and development and winning and all this stuff, those are two different things. They're two different
Those
things.
practices are for the team, not for an individual, Steve.
Yeah. Okay. But so when do you get the development in? Because the team's not going to give it to you.
why I asked earlier.
The only team that's going to give that to you is when you get to high school. And then when you can stay there 4 or 5 hours, 6 days a week, and you can practice. That's the only way you're going to develop. Having said all that, I'm too close to your face. Sorry about that. But having said all that, this is where the high school coach gets lost in the shuffle, because all these organizations are going to sit here. Oh man, we train this, we train that. No, you don't. No, you don't, because they show up on the weekends and play. When you're in high school, I don't care what high school you're at. It could be Pasadena, it could be Fur, it could be. I don't care. You're still practicing 3, 4, 5 hours a day, 5, 6 days a week. That's when you get your development. And so too many times we want to lump team development and development of the player between the player and the trainer. It just can't happen, dude. It just can't happen. That's
so you're
just
saying
my,
it's
that's
pointless to do lessons?
No, I'm not saying it's pointless, but the question was, what was the question about development?
Yeah, development.
Yeah.
Do you develop like? I forgot the question. Y'all hit me with the bucket so hard, man.
No.
Man, it's a little bit of both. See,
Okay,
it really is, man.
okay.
You gotta
But
train
it's
at
not.
home. Your development starts at home, though.
Yeah, it does.
And you when you have
With
a
the
trainer,
players.
Exactly right,
when you have a
Cody.
trainer though, you're me personally. Every single one of my clients has a list personally that they're going to be doing over the next 3 to 4 days before they see me again, and I expect for it to be done. You know, because I'm at a point now when I've been doing this for 6 years, and I can cherry pick clients.
Right.
If I can tell that a kid's not going to want to do what I tell him to do, hey, I'm not going to answer that text next week, and that's as blunt as I can be.
Okay.
I want.
Okay.
And what does that program consist of? Like, what do you make them do?
Well, that goes from a
depends
different.
on the kids,
Exactly,
yeah.
that's a
The
bunch of
kid.
variables
That's
in there. It depends on what the kid needs, but it's gonna be at least 2 to 3 different things that I want them to try out for that week, and it's gonna vary with each kid.
Give Coach Sam the number. He wants to
But
call
you're
him.
going to be doing drills, and you're going to be working on things that we're working on in those previous days. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, your development definitely comes in high school when you're there 3 to 4 hours a day, and you're getting 15 to 20 to 25 hours a week of practice. And that is when your development comes. And it's the kids that stay after and come before that really get to work in high school.
So let me ask you this question, because both of y'all do lessons, okay? So this is just a blanket statement. It's not on y'all or anybody else. Okay. So where do you think the development comes in lessons?
Yes.
No, man.
Mechanic wise, yes, but when it comes to game situations, I mean, yes, we can do our best to do game situation like, but we're not on the field with them.
Okay.
So my kids that I work with that are on my team, that's the ones that I tell them on my lesson, and then I show them on the game. Like,
Okay.
look, at this situation, this is what we have to do. This is why we practice this in our lesson.
Okay. So that's enough of an answer for me. So are you a good trainer?
I would say so.
Okay. Are you a good trainer?
Definitely.
Okay. So what do we say with the trainers that aren't good,
They're trash.
that don't teach,
That
Trash.
that take money?
They just
Because
take
we all
money.
we all
Yeah.
know who they are.
They
I mean,
just
let's
take
not
money.
act like
Yeah.
we
Sure,
don't know
they're
these
out there.
guys, okay? Because and I see them on Instagram and on Facebook doing some bullshit.
Yep.
I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Right.
Excuse my language. I mean,
That's
No,
the parents'
being
fault.
real.
okay,
Hey,
okay,
but
It's the parents' fault.
Okay, but here's the deal: a lot of parents don't know.
They don't know.
Okay, so when
They
you're-
know if their kid's getting better. Or not.
Baseballreference.com is
not
real.
really, not really.
If their kid's been going to lessons and it's still batting 9, he's got a problem.
Okay, so let's go back to the trainers who aren't good. So where do they fall in the mix on this? Because a lot of those guys are taking credit for player development, and they're really not doing anything. And I'm just going off of what I see on Facebook and Instagram.
Right.
I'm just
Right.
going off of that.
Well,
Man, people are always going to try to take credit for something. You know,
I'm with you on that
I've been
one,
training
man.
little Troy Gonzalez since he was 8 years old. I didn't make that young man a beast. That boy is just born. You know, and you can't try to take credit for a kid. Some kids are just gifted. Don't get me wrong. I can help him with the breaking balls.
well,
But
I got some. I'm just gonna go ahead and share the secret recipe to making a stud. Okay, and this pitching and hitting program is brought to you SMB Baseball, and it's called the pitching and hitting program for studs. Okay. It's in bold. It says, "Do not follow if you're not a stud. Rest is mandatory. If you cannot rest, you will not be a stud. Rest for 4 to 8 hours a day. no more than sleeping time. Grind till you sign. This program is brought to you by SMB Baseball. So these are the drills that include with it. Pitching drills, 6 days a week, 90 pitches a day. Stretch, long toss, towel drills, and make sure you throw hard. Hitting drills, 6 days a week, 1,000 cuts a day. You do T-work, dry cut, soft toss, live. And when you do live, everything up the middle in hard, in hard bold. Make sure that you use the big league swing, the hitting jacket, weighted balls, Velo Pro harness, and balance board. Again, swing hard and swing with a drop 5 only.
Is that at the same time?
At the same time, all mechanism at the same time. But you got to swing drop 5 and swing it hard only. And then after you do your hitting, then you go to your fielding, which is 7 days a week, like the kids at the DR Academy. 6 hours a day if you want to get signed. So pretty much like the way it is, it's cardboard pancake glove only, and then short hops, forehand, backhand, no hand, and then you go with the outfield 13-inch glove or higher. It's very very descriptive. I'm sorry, with the drill. So it says drill number 1 for outfield: janitor throw on every throw. Mandatory. Do not hit the cutoff. If you have an arm, you are a stud. Throw him out. Make sure you lay out, stay behind the baseball, but exaggerate your movement as you release the ball. And remember, throw hard. So there you have it, folks.
And honestly, he actually wrote that and sent that to me.
Yeah,
So-
I actually wrote it and I sent it to Steve. It was a program to troll Steve, but hey, it works. So if you want
do
it,
it, you will be good.
If you want to be a stud, you have it. Hit me a DM. I'll send that to you. It's right here.
You just need to put it on your website.
Put it on your
It's also for
Wind
sale.
up.
It's also for sale. Online coaching available. Shout out SMB.
Just put it on the
hitting
website.
program
It'll be up next
for
week.
studs. So if you want that program,
that was actually that's a true form right there. He sent that to me. I just started laughing. I was like, man. And what did I do to it? I don't know what I did. I forgot what I said.
you said, nah, man.
Did you have a picture on that? I remember you showing me. You got a picture on
Yeah, I have it on the thing, but
Yeah, that thing was
it's
funny as hell.
PDF.
Yeah.
It's on a PDF.
But if you want it, like I said, just give me a holler and we can get that program.
They got to
readily
send an
available.
application in, though.
$5 a month subscription.
Yeah.
True.
But
Yeah.
how'd y'all like that? That was pretty good. Huh? I was bored. I was bored at work, and I made that.
Really? I couldn't tell.
That was good. Cody, you want to try it?
I can.
You want it for your kids?
I mean,
Oh, man, that's,
I mean, look.
Yeah, you're gonna have
look,
to CC me in that for sure.
that's funny, dude.
But again, I just want to say, for some weird reason, a swing rail has now popped up everywhere, and they're using Jalen's 7U pictures for whatever freaking reason.
Yeah, I saw
And
that.
I'm like, what the hell? Like, at least get him with the nice haircut. He got the damn elote hair.
Hey, Steve, you got Coach Sam on the phone.
Hey, Coach Sam, how you doing, sir?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Man.
Y'all trying to get everybody riled up all over again, huh?
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Man,
to do
you
on a
gotta bring that
Thirsty
flame
Thursday.
back, bro. Yeah, what's up, fellas?
What's up, Coach?
Not much. I see y'all got Cody. Y'all take just anybody now.
Coronavirus.
Nah, I got nothing but love for Cody, man. Cody's a good dude, man. We train at his facility.
Yeah, man. Hey, Coach, you need to come on, man. Maybe next week or the week thereafter if you're not doing anything on the Friday.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. No, I was chiming in on that. What was it about that? It was what were y'all talking about? The trainers and all that?
Yeah, training and development.
Man, yeah, Nick. So we started with my group. I've been telling them since they were 11. Man,
Right.
y'all need to get y'all's own trainer.
Hey, Coach.
If all
Hey.
y'all doing it, yes. go
Hey,
ahead.
Coach, before you go, tell us who you're with so people know who you're
Oh,
with.
okay. I coach Jesus Baseball, Marrero, the 13U major team out of Houston, Texas.
Okay, cool. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and I've been coaching Select for this is my 18th year now. So
Yeah, been in a long time.
yeah, it's been a long time since, like his shirt says, when the Select was really Select. I
Right.
guess.
That's true. That's true. Go ahead, Coach.
But you know, I've been telling my squad since they were like 11. I say, if all you're doing is depending on us to make you better, you're already falling behind.
Right.
I've been telling that for years, and you know, most of them get it. But we do like an all-season program that you'll run out of there by Cody's facility, and we do some other stuff, long toss. We stay busy, but we'll shut down the arms as far as like throwing for like 6-7 weeks, like 3 times a year.
Nice.
So Yeah, so we do stuff. We do a format, man, that all of our players are staying, steady, getting development, man. But I mean, a lot of these teams, as long as to them, they measure if the kids are developing. They get confused. A lot of these coaches with wins.
Right.
You see some teams that they win, and then in high school they drop off. Once they get to high school, they ain't shit. Those kids, you never hear about them, you never see them again, and they end up chasing girls or whatever it is, and they just fall off.
Yeah, no, and that happens, and in a couple of shows, maybe about 3 or 4 shows ago, we talked about that, about what happens when that kid starts getting into high school, and or you know what? Let's not even talk about high school. Let's talk about when they start figuring out girls.
13, it seems to be 12 and 13.
Yeah.
It's you know what it is? It's really when they find out that mom and dad can't make them go out there no more.
Yeah, that happens, man. That happens.
When they find out, hey, I can tell mom and dad no, and they can't make me go out there. They can't make me exercise. They can't make me do that. Then they get left behind. And it's like I tell them, what happens to that gazelle in Africa whenever he gets left behind? He's the one that gets eaten.
Yeah, no, that's true. And we see kids getting eaten up every single year, man. Every single year. And I think that number, that 12, 13 number, I think it's going to start going a little bit lower with with social media, with TikTok and Snapchat and all that stuff, man. I mean, hey, listen, those forums are there for everybody. But what happens is that, these kids start, especially right now, man, I'm sure there's a lot of kids that are just staying up late at night on TikTok, on
Fortnite.
Whatever. Yeah, I mean,
Fortnite, man.
That Fortnite right there, that Fortnite's killing.
It is. It really is, man.
I mean, that right there is the detriment to a lot of stuff. But hey, Coach, how was your team looking this year, man? Before all this stuff stopped us, how are you guys looking?
So we got our bid for Elite 32, and then we got second place at the perfect game. Out there, the one that they had a premiere, I think it was back in November or something. We got a pretty good squad. I got a couple boys local. Most of my team are local, but I got 1 or 2 kids that are, I had one kid that was actually all the way from Kerrville. So we were looking pretty strong and doing pretty good. But like in the fall, we tried to develop. We put some kids we let them battle out for positions and let some guys get some reps in there that usually wouldn't get no reps in there. But at the championship game at the perfect game, we ain't got a kid that ain't ever touched the mound up there. It's going to be somebody we're trying to get that dub, at the same time.
Exactly.
So that's why I say it's about trying to feed which wolf you want to feed, like that old Indian tale says, right? So do you want to feed the one, do you want to win or do you want to develop? I mean, it's finding that balance point to where, you want to do both. And it's hard. It's hard, especially if you're not a big organization, if the parents don't have a whole lot of financial, capabilities,
Right.
So, and not to say that my team doesn't, but, we always try to do low extra as much as I can for them. So, I don't take no coach fees or anything like that.
Yeah. And are you hoping that the season resumes, or are you cool with how it's going right now?
Man, we're doing, man, this to me, I told, what I sent my kids was, I sent them a thing that shows them an all-season program that they could do. For like core tries to treat it like another all season until we get further word. Worst case scenario, we don't play, and all you did is get faster, stronger, and bigger.
Yeah, and hopefully all those kids are heeding that advice.
It'll show the first practice.
Oh, of course, of course.
It'll show the first practice.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And so mom and dad or whoever could show as many pictures of him holding the ball they want. And now let me chime in on something. That throwing the ball thing away drives me fucking nuts, dude.
TikTok shit.
I know some people like it. I mean, I guess because I've been doing it too long, it's like that's kiddie shit. I don't know, bro. I'm kind of an asshole, I guess, about it. But,
well,
it drives me nuts a little bit, bro.
Yeah, no, it's mainly the smaller teams.
It's like there's some kid was there. He can't, he's about 6 foot and don't know how to throw a ball.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have.
Why am I looking at this? Why am I looking at this at 9:30 in the morning?
Hey, Coach, we have to watch it now because Junior's in one of them, so we got to show him some.
Which one? The
TikTok.
Hey, Coach, if y'all do one, let me know, man. I want to hop in there. I'll send you some videos.
He
I
just
got
said he
good
don't like
footwork.
it.
He don't get down.
He said he don't like that.
I need you to do it
on.
Hey, Junior, I need
I
you.
tell you, if y'all see any of my kids with the Adidas baseball, you let me know if I can custom. So
That's what I'm talking about, Coach.
Junior, I need you to
Get
do it
him,
on the
Sam.
trampoline next time. Huh? Do it on the trampoline next time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I would like to give a little shout out to Sam Squad though, man. Sam Squad's been coming to my facility since they were 9U, man. He's doing a great job with those boys, man. Them boys look good.
Oh yeah, Cody would tell you, like, I'll let them, let them cut up a little bit here and there, but it's kind of like that thing, when there's a time and place for everything, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Hey, Coach, who makes their team run the most? Brian and Santos with the Legends, or Coach Sam with Adidas 13U?
Bro, up until today, I didn't even know Santos had a team, bro.
Oh, damn. It's Brian's.
I was like, wait, what? I see his ass there all the time.
I know, I see him there all the time with that white bucket that has Cooperstown on it.
Is that my bucket?
That's my
I don't know.
I have a fishing seat, bro. I use it for fishing and for lessons.
There
And I'm
you
about
go.
to take
There
down
you
your
go.
sign if you keep talking mess.
Nah, bro.
I'm about to go tag your sign in front of
I don't ever
it.
see him at the field. I mean, I don't ever see them at the field, but I mean, my squad, we do a lot of running. We start off with running and we finish with running. So
Yeah, those boys definitely get their work in, man. I can't say that.
I'm about to go tag your sign right now.
that's what I was gonna say. You were talking mess about it last time.
Last
I was
time, you
trying
mean
to-
when
I
you
was
were
trying
putting
to
it
get some of
up?
my parents to do it, and they were all afraid of snakes and stuff. One of the parents went in there to cut the bushes down there. I was like, man, I don't even know we could cut that tree down. That's gonna get me in trouble.
I was like, don't cut the tree down. It's fine right behind it.
I was like,
It's fine right behind that tree. Nobody could see it. It was perfect.
I'm telling you, man, we got to make up. We got to make that. We got to have to give them the right look there.
Yeah.
So, but nah, man, it's all good, man.
As long as your
Santos-
face ain't
Santos
on it,
works
we're
some pretty
good.
I've only seen Junior there a couple times.
Yeah. Man, to be honest, man, I'm like Steve nowadays, man. I only show up on payday. Yeah, I see Santos Brian not laughing.
Ain't none of us getting paid right now, so I don't know when you're gonna show up.
Oh man. Hey, Coach, y'all won the bid to the elite, right?
Yeah, we went last year to it, and then but last year we were Swing Kings, and so we joined up with Adidas Baseball this year, and then we got that one. We went ahead and took that berth to it, and I don't know, man. They're sending us stuff about it already, but now I don't know if y'all noticed, they opened it up to everybody. Anybody could sign up for it now, so it kind of took away from it.
Yeah. I think everybody got that email.
It's kind of like all of select ball. Anybody can play.
Yeah. That's why I'm wearing this shirt right now, Coach. Make select baseball great again. And guess what? To all the viewers and everybody that's tuning in that wants a shirt, holla at us. $20. Cash app it.
You got to
wind
put
up.
2020 on
Is
there.
it dry fit?
No.
2020 on there.
COVID-19.
COVID-19.
This is just a prototype. They're actually dry fit material, but this is the Nike style,
Looks
performance
like
dry fit.
looks like a poly cotton blend.
Yeah. So it actually feels good, but I want to get them dry fit. And we're actually going to put a 2020 on it. I just forgot. And I don't know if I should use Select or use Travel Baseball, but I needed to get something out there, man, because, everybody got that check. I had to go help Uncle Steve load up that 75-inch.
Yeah, I text Steve. I don't think it was him I was talking to. I'm still waiting on my bat design for my board.
I saw it. Yeah, you're gonna get it.
You're gonna get it.
Coronavirus, Coach.
I said I didn't ask for hard colors. I mean, last year we were teal. I said, hell, I got red and blue this year. Don't get no primary. Those are all primary colors.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, no, you were talking to me. Yes, I'll send it to you.
Nah, it's all good, man. I took a look at some of those other ones, but then y'all got some good products. I'm gonna recommend them to the boys and everything. I ran into a kid at one of the fields before all this stopped, and he had one of y'all's bats, and I was taking a look at it. It felt good. It felt good in the hands and everything. So,
Oh, thanks,
we'll
Coach.
see. Yeah, man. I talked about it to a couple with my squad already, and so we're probably going to do a group order or something like that.
Oh, sweet. Well, like I said, man, if you're not doing anything next Friday. And where you live over here, right? You live on this side of town, or where do you live at, Coach?
Yeah. I'm over here by Pasadena Memorial.
Ooh,
I'm
yeah.
by,
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
You're
by
like-
Preston Trails.
Where's that?
Yeah,
Where are
that's
we
like
at?
down the street. We're right here on Preston and Crenshaw, right in the corner. You can see my house from Preston. I'm the house with that big with the Astro sign.
The coach could walk here then.
With the letters that say Astros.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, that's the crib.
Yeah. I know exactly what happened. I was like, we were gonna do some stuff like that with some Halloween decorations. I said, man, look, I said we could get some, but as long as they're not like that one.
Hey man, watch out! I got that Ring camera, coach. I'm gonna put you on that next door app. Let everybody know you stealing my damn ornaments.
Yeah, with those exploding packages.
Yeah, dude, man.
Nah, man, I know where you're at. Man, we're actually I think I'm actually we're right next to Preston Trails. We're catty corner. I think we're in the same subdivision.
Yeah, we probably
Nice.
are, man.
You
but-
can walk over here, coach.
Probably neighbors.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I'm what is this?
Hey, Junior,
Yellowstone?
This is
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm right by
This is
Yellowstone.
Preston.
And
Man,
yeah, I ain't
Coach
gonna get-
Coach
gonna send
Sam,
the address out there.
Coach Sam lives right
All the
there,
people-
bro.
Right behind you.
Man,
Yeah,
Coach
I'll
Sam
my
is
address, all the people that we cut are gonna come make my house and shit.
man. Coach Sam's been my neighbor in the backyard that's been calling the cops on me for throwing parties on the weekend during coronavirus. Man, I put a damn DJ lamp up here in the studio and by myself on Fridays and Saturdays just jamming out. The other day, man, I had patrol cars just riding around and I was like, man, I think I got the music too loud, but I think they didn't like the corridos that were playing.
It's like me right now. I'm still working. I work for a hospital, but I still got to get like a day off out of the week now. And man, I got like 5 TVs in my garage. I don't even know where to put them.
I'll take them.
Trying to figure it out. But we're getting ready to make it like a man cave kind of thing. But now, we're working out of here. My little boy, my younger son, he's him and my daughter, my oldest son, they all train here now since their gym is shut down.
Dang.
That's what's up. Well, we're neighbors, so come over anytime.
Yeah, coach. So if you're not doing anything, come over next week.
That makes me kind of take offense to now. As much as Steve talks me bragging on him, we live in the same subdivision.
Man, I told him we live in the midtown part of
He
Pasadena.
made it sound like you were staying off of Richie and Harris or something.
Well, I'm glad we're clearing that on air, man. We're actually on the rich neighborhood of Pasadena. Hey, coach, Steve.
Hey, coach, that's where I live.
Hey, Steve makes it seem like we live by the Washburn Tunnel.
I would imagine that was Santos that said that.
Yeah. That's so funny, man.
We'll make that exception for you, Santos.
Thank you. That was very upsetting.
That's what's up, man.
Oh, man.
Well,
That's how Steve made me feel too. So it's all good. It's like they say, this world ain't fair. So
That's funny. Yeah, coach. Well, hey, next week if you could come by, man, come by. If you have an extra Adidas hat, bring one. I'll buy it from you. I like those little hats you guys are wearing out there. So.
man, if I do, I'll bring y'all. I'll tell you what. I'll bring y'all one. I'm gonna piss off about 5 parents because I told them I didn't have any, but I'll bring you one.
Nice. That's what we're talking about, coach. Hey, so if can you make it next Friday, coach, or
Yeah,
you?
I'll make it. Yeah, I can make it out there. I'm off next Friday.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
There you go.
come on in and we talk about Adidas baseball and how you got to hook up with them, and we'll talk about your team and. We'll do all that next week, man, if you have the time. We'd definitely love to have you.
Sounds good, man. I appreciate it. And, man, it's always good talking to y'all. Appreciate what y'all doing, man. Those of us that have been doing this a long time that really have no life out of baseball anymore other than fishing, gives us a little hope and
Yeah.
waiting on it,
Of course, and of course, Junior's trying to make select baseball great again, so hopefully we can
Man,
get
I tell
that
you
on
what,
board.
man, that's probably the best slogan I've heard in the last 16 hours, bro. I mean, man, I was like, man,
You must not talk to a lot of people then.
Well, he did say he was working right now.
Yeah. Nah, I like that, man. That's good stuff.
Well, good, man. Well, then we'll see you next Friday, Coach.
All right, man.
I'll send you the address later on tonight.
Well, he
Sounds
knows
good,
where it's
dude.
at.
Oh yeah, well, just in case he doesn't.
Okay.
Maybe there's somebody else. that
unless
has-
somebody steals the Astro sign, man.
Now what they're gonna do, and I'll get framed, huh? Y'all need to slow Cody down. I see him throwing down the Modelos back
Hey,
there,
man.
man.
Man, Cody
down.
finished the whole 12-pack.
Stay in your lane, Sam.
I don't want no late night calling like he did one time about 1:42 in
Hey.
the morning. I thought his place was on fire or something. I was like, man, what's going on? He probably gonna blame me for that too.
Why you bringing up oh shit?
That was last week.
It was yesterday, Rick.
That's funny. That's funny. All right, Coach. Well, hey, Coach. Well, thanks for calling in, my man.
Oh, that's so funny.
All right, guys. Y'all be safe, man, and God bless y'all.
All right, thanks. We'll see you next Friday.
All right, brother.
Thanks, Coach Sam
There
from
you go.
Adidas,
You-
13 you.
Man, you heard him. You heard
So
him.
he's your neighbor.
He's my neighbor.
Man, we never knew that.
But you heard him, man. You heard him. This shirt right here popping. You want to have the hottest shirt to wear this summer around town. Remember, make Select Baseball great again.
Yeah, you know what? I like that shirt. We need to change it up though. We need to.
What you want to do to it, man?
We'll talk about it. After.
Okay.
Put
But I
some
do
navy
like the,
blue
I
in
do,
it.
No, I do like the shirt now.
Tell me why I had people write me that. I was like, man, whatever. I mean, send me the 25. I mean, but that's the fall edition. That's the fall edition. That one ain't coming out till November.
That's for during the election that comes out. or
Yeah,
what?
well,
Okay.
not really. I'm not a politics guy, but I'm just going with the flow. man.
Really?
Really?
Don't
I
tell
would have
Frank
never
that.
guessed.
Don't tell Frank that.
Oh my God. Well, that's
Yeah.
cool, man. Hey, we'll see. Julio, anything before we go, man?
We gotta give the Easton back.
Yes,
Oh, I
Eastern bag
forgot.
giveaway.
Hey,
We
but-
totally
hey,
forgot.
Before we do that, man, I want to wish a happy birthday to CJ Gracia of the Young Guns. Happy birthday, CJ. And also to my man, Jacob Brun. What do you say? Brun
Buen rostro.
Yeah, I should know. I should say that name better. Happy birthday, Jacob. Happy birthday, CJ. I shouted him out on my page earlier today. And I meant to do it earlier, but I forgot because we started talking. But happy birthday to those two young men. And also to Santos. Happy birthday, Santos.
Happy birthday.
Man,
We
Steve,
still
that's the
gotta
first
take
time
that.
you told me, Steve.
I saw that little, whatever you want to call it today.
The parade, you saw it?
Messed up.
I recorded all late though.
Hey,
I only
happy birthday
counted
to my
four.
boy
I only
CJ,
counted,
though.
only counted four.
Happy birthday to my boy CJ.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That young man works hard, man. I like
Yeah.
that
Hell
kid. He's got a
yeah.
lot of heart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so now we're going to do the Easton giveaway. You got it?
Eastern bat giveaway. We still have. Okay, so the Eastern Week 3 challenge. It was you had to. Do you have it on there? Who you want to know?
No, I'm looking for it now.
Okay.
What do they have to do? What
They,
have to
they
do?
had to just put a I think like a poem together, right? I don't know. Hold on. I keep forgetting. Hold on. Let me just. Man, what y'all laughing, man? Why y'all laughing, man? Hold on. I'm getting confused real quick.
Hey, man, you're in a bunny outfit?
When?
I don't know. I just
No,
saw it on my screen.
it's on Snapchat.
No, it was on our screen right now. I don't have Snapchat.
No, Junior did it on Snapchat. It was a filter on Snapchat.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, so week 3 challenge was funny baseball video. So it could be anything related. For whatever reason, I'm telling you guys, post it on the comments. I mean, the instructions are so clear. Don't send it to me via DM because people can't vote on it. So the winner of the week 3 challenge is contestant John Cruz from Texas Revolution 10U White. And
Nice.
he actually had a pretty funny video. He did kind of along the lines like this girl did something, blah blah blah, and
I got it
okay, you
here.
got it? Yeah, pull it up. It was funny, man. I was laughing.
All right, it's coming up.
All right, here we go.
What's up, guys? My name is John Cruz. I play for Texas Revolution. That's what my neighbor did to me today. She said that she would give me a Nolan Ryan autographed picture and we would give her all of our toilet paper. Can you believe her?
John,
Yeah, Dad, what's up?
bring me some toilet paper.
Oh, shoot, guys, I gotta go.
That's pretty funny, man. So the picture in the back that's autographed. So man, shout out to Juan Cruz. That was spectacular, man. Shout out to John Cruz for the winner of the bat. So just send Mr. Darren Larson a DM with your bat length and bat drop. Make sure you get a drop 5, and you'll be able to collect the bat. So shout out to Juan Cruz and John Cruz for participating and being the winner with the most likes. Again this week. So week 4 challenge will be posted on Sunday, and we're gonna try to do another one week 4, so that'll complete the week 4 challenge giveaway. So
Nice. Well, so before we go, Junior,
yes,
any lasting parting words?
nah, man, I mean, look, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate the sponsors, man, everybody tuning in. Rick Web Design, Frank the Tank, Team 7 Grillers, Issa Cookies, C4 Bats, Ferrari Michelada Mix. Want to give a shout out to Cody for coming out, man, talking about the VUK Gripz, talking about just baseball in general. Want to give a shout out to Simeon Woods Richardson for calling in the number 4 prospect in the Blue Jay system.
61 overall.
61 overall. Happy birthday to Santos. Shout out to Frank the Tank for
Frank the
sliding
Tank.
through
Frank
in his
the Tank.
first week as official sponsor and for bringing us that exclusive interview. And
Cooking team coming
also-
soon, right? Cooking team coming soon.
Getting ready. Getting ready.
Nice.
And also, big shout out to Jace for
Nice.
just walking in right now at 11 at night, hollering at us. So, shout out to Lil Man.
Oh.
Watch out, man. A couple years. I already told Cody.
Hey, well, Simeon started at 3, so how old is he?
He's 2.
Oh,
Two.
he's
we can
almost
do it.
there.
We
He's
can do
almost
it.
there.
Hey,
He's almost
Jack
there.
started it too.
Yeah.
So-
Santos, anything else before we go?
Nah, man, it's
Happy
always
birthday.
a pleasure being with y'all. It's always a good time.
Nice. Frank the Tank.
Just glad y'all had me here. Came here to celebrate for Santos' birthday after the fact. I heard that the disco ball is going to get turned on and the lights are going to be going. I'm ready. I'm ready. Special invite by Junior. So
Yeah, I saw that. Cody, anything? Thanks for coming.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for taking
Appreciate
time
the
out of your
invite,
day.
man. I love to talk about baseball with you guys, man. Anytime we can talk about this beautiful game, it's good.
Good, good. Julio, before we go, bro.
Great show, guys. Again,
I think so too.
it was a good show.
I think so too. Hey, you know what? We keep on starting trends because I saw another podcast. Okay, so we started. What's the MLB? What is it called?
MLB The Show Coaches
MLB
Tournament.
MLB The Show Coaches Tournament. So we started that. Now I'm looking at other podcasts in Houston doing the same thing and also starting a football one too. We should have probably started the football, but we don't.
Shame
do it.
on them.
Shame on. Come up with your own ideas, man.
I know. And if I see anybody stealing this damn shirt design, I'm coming after you.
Hey, we're gonna send
This
Roy.
is exclusive.
We're
We're going to
sending-
send Roy Swan from the Check Down Podcast to come check you. You don't want Roy to come. He's about, 6'4", about 280 plus.
Big,
but, hey,
yeah.
real quick, we're going to talk about it next time. There's a big debate between who's better, SUC or Swisher House. And I'm going to give y'all my vote.
Oh,
Oh, okay. So well, anyway,
That was the vote.
I'm gonna go with SUC since I'm the South
hey,
Side. Anyway.
SUC, baby.
I'm going Powwow.
I'm going
People's
with SUC. But anyway,
Negative.
for Junior Aguilar, Cody, Frank the Tank, Santos, Brian in the background, Jace, Jalen, Issa. Who else is here?
We got everybody, man.
Julio Ramirez. We're definitely got more than 10 people here. They're gonna give us a ticket.
Actually, 10 people.
They're gonna give us a ticket.
It's
And
actually
so,
10 people.
so for everybody in the house, I'm Steven Dean. Thanks for listening to the Wind Up Podcast, brought to you by the Wind Up Media Group. We will see you next Wednesday for the check down at 8 o'clock, and then next Friday back to our regular time with Coach Sam from Adidas Baseball. Thank you for tuning in. Excuse me. You would think I would drink tonight. I did not. Thank you. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next time. And please do not take our ideas of the podcast. Thank you.